right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the first ever SVI Media East Idaho Game of the Week. We got a good one for you today. Century and Blackfoot here in week one of the high school football season. I'm Jack Esplin. I'll be with you throughout the season. Man, does it feel good to be here? It feels good to be back. I mean, football is back, and that's what we love about being here. Let me bring in my partner, Austin Pace. Austin, I mean, are you as excited as I am, man?
Dude, it's football season. This is prime. It's beautiful outside, a little overcast. The sun's not beating down. It almost feels like fall.
Yeah.
So this just feels right to have a game of the week with the weather as perfect as it is. We got the game of the week upcoming, and it's going to be a fantastic game. I'm really excited for this one.
It's going to be good. So we have the Century Diamondbacks out of Pocatello, Idaho, here in Blackfoot to face the Broncos. So Blackfoot, they played a week 0 game, right? They had an 8-7 gritty win over Shelley, and now they come in 1-0 undefeated on the season. Century, this is their game 1, though. So in a way, Blackfoot might have a little bit of an upper hand going into this one just because, I mean, they've actually seen action. They've seen their team out on the field. Whereas Century, it's a little bit more of, okay, let's go out here, let's execute, let's see what our team looks like this season.
Yeah, because, I mean, every team, no matter how good or how bad you are, it's a brand new season. You got guys graduating. You got new guys coming up, guys getting a little bit older, a bit stronger, a bit bigger. That's what's so exciting about high school football is that it really is anyone's game at this point. Right, you were talking to Century's was it offensive line coach?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
talking about how this could really come down to the last play of the game. It's going to be a gritty fight, but like you were saying, Blackfoot's they have a game under their belt, right? They have experience playing with this unit right here. So it'll be interesting to see how Century responds, to see how they find their rhythm throughout this game, throughout a somewhat, in air quotes, experienced Blackfoot team.
Yeah, no, exactly. And I mean, as we look at kind of the history between these two teams, Century and Blackfoot. Fun fact, haven't met in 9 seasons.
Crazy.
It's been quite a while. I mean, even though, right, they're only a 30, 40-minute drive from each other, haven't met in quite a while. That last meeting in 2017, Century took the victory 35-20. And Century, speaking of them, they've really turned things around just recently. I mean, from 2021 to 2024, right? We were talking about this earlier. The Diamondbacks, they weren't seeing a lot of success, right? Only a 3-win to 29-loss record over 4 seasons. Not great.
No, not at all.
Not great at all.
Not great.
And then just this last season, 9-1. I mean, that's 3 times your win total in just 1 season.
Yeah.
So the Diamondbacks, they're hoping to build off of that success here tonight. Right?
Well, I would think that, coming off of it gets to you. Having that many 3 wins in 4 seasons, that's going to get to you as a program. No matter if you're an incoming freshman, if you've been with the program, if you're a third year, if you're a junior, senior, it doesn't really matter. That turnaround, that 9-1 turnaround kind of gives you some fuel to keep that going because you don't want to repeat what you've done the last 4 years, right? That's not something you want to do. So having that 9-1 record, coming off of that 9-1 record and having a fantastic season, that might, prove to be Century's, their biggest help this game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and for Blackfoot, right? So Century coming off that 9-1 season, great season last year. Blackfoot Broncos, they come in 1-0 on the season, as we said, 8-7 win over Shelley last week, 7-4 last season. And Blackfoot, they've been able to stay pretty consistent year after year, right? Hovering around that 500 mark, whether they're a few games over, a few games under, they've still been able to keep it well for them. So hoping to, obviously you want to stay consistent year after year, right? But you also don't want to just hover around 500, right? Like if we're going NFL, for example, right? The Steelers with Mike Tomlin, who, just stepped down, right?
Yeah.
They've been around 500 for a long time. And, yeah, that is nice to have that kind of success. But at the same time, you're going for more than that, right? I mean, you want a state championship, right? You want to get into the playoffs. You want to have that success. And, especially for all the seniors that are on these teams, right, as we look at kind of our class breakdown, Century coming in with 23 seniors, Blackfoot with 27. So a lot of upperclassmen playing in this game. And obviously, I mean, they want to, you want to send them off on a good note, right?
Absolutely. Being in the middle of the pack, it's so hard. When I played football in high school, my team was just a middle of the pack team. And while we were respected enough to prepare for, we also weren't a team to be feared. And that always is so hard, right? And you as a player, I mean, me as a player and a lot of my teammates, we felt that. We were like, I don't want to be just average, especially when a lot of guys, they're wanting to prove themselves. They might be wanting to go to college, so it's hard to stay just average. So this can be a really fun game for Blackfoot to prove that, you know what, they are above average. They can be a contender, and that they're going for a championship.
And we'll see what happens as we get underway in just about 5 minutes. The Diamondbacks made their way onto the field. The Broncos in their end zone as well. We will take a quick break here on SVI Media here on your East Idaho Game of the Week. We'll be back in just a moment for kickoff.
Afton, Wyoming boasts some of the best winter snowmobiling conditions in the United States. With terrain for both the experienced and beginner rider, the backcountry surrounding Afton has something for everyone. Stay warm and comfortable in Afton's fantastic lodging options and choose from a variety of dining establishments. Heading to Togety or Jackson? Be sure to take at least one day to experience the snow in Afton, Wyoming. Learn more at visitaftonwy.com.
There's no place to enjoy the fall season like Alpine, Wyoming. Enjoy fly fishing on the Salt and Snake Rivers, camping and hunting up the Grays in the Wyoming Range, hike the trails in the Bridger-Teton National Forest, or bring your off-road vehicles and enjoy the backcountry. And with plenty of lodging and dining options at affordable prices, you just can't beat the fall season in Alpine. Experience the fall season like Mother Nature intended in scenic Alpine, Wyoming.
Last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched, where so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Blackfoot High School's Dexter Hansen, state champion.
Welcome back
Great job.
to the SVI Media East Idaho Game of the Week here on the SVI Sports Network. Jack Esplin and Austin Pace here on the call for you today as we are just about 100 seconds away from kickoff here in Blackfoot between the Century Diamondbacks and the Blackfoot Broncos. We are in for a good one here. Stands are filling up. And, man, are we excited to get this thing underway.
The lights are bright. This is Friday Night Football. Man, gear up for a good game. I'm really excited about this one. And it's the game of the week for a reason, right? This is definitely going to be a toe-to-toe matchup. I expect, a lot of defensive pressure. I mean, we were talking to Blackfoot's head coach, talking about, a lot of the strengths of their team, and he talked about the O-line and the D-line specifically, right? So those are going to be guys that you're going to have to watch out for, is that O-line protecting that quarterback. So we could see some pretty long drives for Blackfoot. And, I mean, if Blackfoot's defense holds up like the head coach was talking about, we could also see some pretty short drives for Century. But then again, this Century team is here to play. They're here to prove themselves, come back from a 9-1 season, and show that they are, they are the top dogs.
And here we go. We got the windup over here under the big inflatable Bronco. This is, I mean, come on, man.
I never had that in high school.
We're getting hyped up for this one tonight. We heard the big, what was that, like a big shotgun blast over there?
Something.
We saw the smoke coming out earlier. We're here to have some fun as the Broncos get set to enter the stadium here. And here they come, the Blackfoot Broncos, 1-0 on the season here in their home opener, defeating Shelley 8-7 in a gritty one last week, and they have now taken the field. And it's actually, fun fact, it is Blackfoot's military night tonight as well, as they honor troops, veterans that have served our country here. We are set for a good one as they are gathered at midfield, getting ready for the kickoff here and the coin toss coming up shortly. And as you kind of alluded to, Austin, right, the strengths of the Blackfoot Broncos team, right, both lines of scrimmages, in the trenches, right? And then as for Century, we were talking with head coach Ryan Fleshman earlier, and he was just talking about how he wants to make this game a battle of big versus strong, or strong, versus fast.
Right.
Because he knows, right, that this Blackfoot Broncos team, they're big, right? They have big guys, and that's going to be a challenge for Century. So he was just alluding to the fact that he knows that his Diamondbacks, they have a lot of squirmy guys, a lot of guys that can get around, that can wiggle through the tackles, through blocks, all those kind of things. So Century trying to use their speed to their advantage, and it's going to be interesting to see how those two powers play out.
Yeah, absolutely, and I'm expecting to see some interesting play calls from Century, right? You talk to Century head coach, or excuse me, you talk to offensive coordinator Gino Mariani. I hope I said his name right. He's coming out of retirement. You talked to him, and he said, "I haven't called a game in 4 years. I'm chomping at the bit." So, from my interpretation, of course, I'm expecting to see some, first drive of the game, seeing something really interesting on that Century offense to kind of throw the Blackfoot defense out of line, out of sorts a little bit.
No, and it'll be interesting to see Gino, a big legend of the game, especially around this area, coached at Highland as well. And again, coming out of retirement, one of the bigger storylines on either side here between Century and Blackfoot. But, I mean, a lot of what Coach Fleshman was also talking to us about was just the fact that he has a lot of trust in his coordinators, right, both the defensive and the offensive side. A lot of trust in their play calling. And it was funny. He was talking to me, too. He's like, yeah, a lot of my job really, just because of how good my coordinators are, is just to sit here and look pretty kind of thing. Right? He's like, if there's any conflict, I'll come in and make a decision, right?
Yeah.
But for the most part, has a lot of trust in his guys, which is good for the Diamondbacks coming off a great season, trying to, like you were saying, come back and repeat that this year.
And, of course, that could be a reason why they kind of turned it around, right? That 9-1 season, of course, you have talented guys on your roster, but you can see how a team or a program can turn around by the way the coaches are, right? I mean, I'm gonna bring up a college football example, Indiana, right? Indiana completely turned it around to not being a contender, almost not being anyone. Coming into last year's season in the preseason AP top 25, they were ranked 23 of 25.
They were in the bottom.
They were in the
bottom half.
Go undefeated and win a national championship in dominant fashion, I might add. Right? And I think you got a lot of talented guys on that roster, but it's their coaching staff, right? And I think you can kind of compare, Century to that Indiana team, right? They have a fantastic coaching staff who's making, solid decisions, making game time decisions at such a high clip that, you turn a franchise that hasn't done too much into a competing team.
Yeah, no, and so kind of, what you're alluding to with Indiana, right? Century, similar situation, right? Like we mentioned earlier, the 3-29 record, right, over those 4 seasons before last year. Indiana, in a similar way, second most losses in all of college football history.
Yeah.
Before Coach Signetti gets there, leads them to a championship. And now, obviously, again, if you follow college football, Indiana ranked in the top 10 preseason poll. They're looking to kind of repeat, right? A great defensive line, just pieces all over the place. But we're here to talk about Century and Blackfoot.
Absolutely.
Right? I mean, just fantastic teams. The coin toss has officially happened. We don't have word of the result yet, but we will see it soon as both teams go back over to the sidelines. And, man, we are ready to get underway. Hopefully, we don't get too bad of weather. I mean, it's nice that we're, covered in the booth up here.
Yeah.
But hopefully the fans don't get rained on. I mean, a lot of them, doesn't look like they have a lot of rain jackets or protection on these things, right? So I guess they're trusting it,
Yeah. I guess they can try to hide under these wood panels that we have right in front of us.
Yeah.
They can try.
Yeah, they can try. Yeah, there's a little bit of space for a few people down here.
Just a little. So it looks like Century's going to be driving the first possession of the game, their first possession of the season, offensive possession of the season.
Yeah. So here we go, baby. Blackfoot Broncos are setting the ball up on the tee, and they are ready to kick off week 1 of the 2026-27 high school football season here in East Idaho on your first ever East Idaho Game of the Week here on SVI Media. And the kick is away between the Broncos and the Diamondbacks. This one scooped up, brought up just a few yards up the field. And that is one of the guys to watch here on the call today. Kendrell Hillary goes by the nickname of KD, which that should tell you enough about him, right?
Yeah, he's got to be a monster. If he's nicknamed KD, you expect good things out of him.
Oh yeah, most certainly. As we bring the Century offense out on the field, they'll start here on the 35-yard line, and kind of a surprise for a lot of people. So Justice Mangum, right? They're the Century's star senior quarterback, dual threat ability, incredible last season. But he actually isn't starting tonight. It is Teague Wheatley, number 4 there, the junior. Hasn't started a varsity game, but he is behind the line today to start for the Diamondbacks. And he takes a snap. Here's the handoff to their star running back, and he will get walloped there right at the line for either a minimal or no gain there for Century on their first play.
And there's that defensive line that we were talking about earlier for Blackfoot. He had nowhere to go. That defensive line looked like they read that play perfectly. Just fantastic closure from the defensive line, from those linebackers for minimal gain, 1 yard. 1 yard.
Yeah, good start.
If that.
Yeah, good start for the Broncos. So it brings up 2nd and 9 here. And again, like we mentioned, star running back for Century, Tito Villano, senior, 18 rushing touchdowns last season. Led the team in rushing yards as well. As Wheatley takes a snap, play action there. This one over to Mangum, who's starting at receiver today. Mangum dodges a few tackles there and makes up for a pretty solid gain here to bring up a 3rd and short.
He nearly had a few more if he wasn't tripped up there. Wow, what a fantastic first reception for Mangum. We're going to see him kind of everywhere on the field tonight, which will be really exciting to see. He's one of those dual threat quarterbacks, right? Quarterback, wide receiver. Last year, most of his touchdowns, he had 15 touchdowns, 10 of them were rushing.
Yeah.
Right? So he's a monster on the field.
He's fun to watch, man. And now Century lined up for a 3rd and 3, and it is Mangum who is in the shotgun, takes the snap, thinking about keeping it himself. He will go around the right side, and he doesn't look like he's going to get to the 1st down marker.
Looks like he picked up 1 yard,
so
if
that'll
that.
bring up, 4th down decision here for the Century Diamondbacks.
And that's fantastic defense there by Blackfoot. That's exactly what you want to see out of this Blackfoot defense on the first drive of the game, right? You're putting your defense out there on your home opener, and you're forcing a 3-and-out.
Mm-hmm.
At least we'll see.
I know. It looks like Century, they're not playing around to start the season. They have the offense on the field.
And I love the intensity.
Here we go. Wheatley in the backfield, waits the snap. 4th and 2. The handoff to Villano. And Villano will break the 1st down marker and keep Century's offense on the field.
Man, what a run by Tito Villano right there. Crunch time. I love the play call by the offensive coordinator. We talked about it. We're going to see he's chomping at the bit to get back into some play calling, and that was our first real look at what this game is going to turn into. It's going to turn into a lot of risk, but high risk, high reward.
Yeah, exactly. That's what brings the big bucks. So Century with a fresh set of downs here on their own 47-yard line. So looking to cross into Bronco territory. Wheatley is back in the backfield. Play action here, rolling to the right. Gets it away just in time. And is that caught? Looks like they will rule it incomplete. Great effort there, though, from another starter watch on the Century offense, tight end Zen Fleshman. He is one of the senior captains for this Century team. Actually, an Air Force commit as well.
Wow, really? Air Force. How exciting. But, man, Wheatley got smacked there by Kason Edwards. He closed in on that so fast, read that play action really well. Again, we're seeing just fantastic defense here by Blackfoot.
Brings up a second down now here for the Diamondbacks. 3 receivers out to the left of Wheatley. Wheatley takes the high snap, hand off to Villano. Villano over to the left side. Villano, a nice pickup there on second down, and it'll bring up 3rd and short.
Man, I think if I'm Century, I'm seeing Villano's got some wheels, and he's able to snake his way through that Blackfoot defense. So I mean, I'd try one more time to Villano.
Yeah, why not, right? Oh, Villano, one of the studs of this Century offense. 18 touchdowns in his junior year last season. Averaged 122 rush yards a game.
That's insane.
Just incredible numbers.
Absolute insanity.
From now the senior. As Century looks at a 3rd and 2 here on the Blackfoot 45. Wheatley, another handoff to Villano. Villano, he's going to be close. We'll see where they spot him. It may be enough for the first down. We will see what the
They're
officials
spotting
say.
him short. But we've seen, the last 4 snaps have been really high. Wheatley's had to jump up to catch those, which, I mean, it might just be a half second of time lost, but that half second could be a yard or two, which honestly could have prevented them from this 4th and short situation. So, I mean, if I'm under center, if I'm a quarterback, I'm talking to my center saying, hey, bring those down a little bit. We need that half second to get our offense going.
So Century right now, 4th down converted on the last set. And now, this snap, just like you were saying, Austin, goes over the head of Wheatley, and Wheatley has to dive on it. But that will be a turnover on downs. And Blackfoot, they are sitting pretty for their first offensive drive.
Fantastic field possession. It looks like that will be put at the 41-yard line. Man, if I'm Blackfoot, this right here, this is how you capitalize. This is how you say, we're going to start this game off strong. We're going to be the team. We're not average, right? This 9-1 record last year means nothing to us. This is going to be a really big drive for Blackfoot. I could see him going big fast.
So Blackfoot starts in plus territory here. There's the handoff. Looked like a direct snap, and there he goes! Blackfoot already! First offensive play, that is Riker Wools into the end zone for a touchdown.
Holy cow, had me fooled. I had no clue where that ball was. Wow, what a play design by the Broncos. Fantastic way to start your first play of your home opener, 41 yards to the house. What a fantastic carry there by Riker Wools. Wow, what a run and what a start for the Broncos.
Incredible. All they needed is one play, and it's a 42-yard rushing touchdown from Riker Wools, the junior. Specializes running back here for Blackfoot, also doubles as a linebacker. Here's a keep there, and that one also goes in for 2. So Blackfoot already up 8-0. They have already matched their point total from last week in just 2 plays.
Wow.
Incredible.
Yeah, Blackfoot's not wanting to play around. They're ready. They're out for blood. Right? And this is why I think both coaches were saying this game is going to go either way. Right? This Blackfoot team who's, their record shows that they're not a fantastic team. They're middle of the pack. And this Century team comes in 9-1, coming off of, a few really bad seasons. Both of these teams have a lot to prove. Right? Century's trying to protect that record, prove that they're good enough. And Blackfoot's trying to, crawl out of the trenches a little bit, the middle of the pack. So what a fantastic, honestly, some great football by both teams. Couple of forced errors there by the Blackfoot defense to make Century, turn it over on downs. But, good on Century for wanting to go for those. They're still, 50% on fourth down.
Yeah, it's still 50%, right? 1 for 2.
Yeah.
So there you go. Blackfoot starting off this game with a bang. One play, 42 yards, and Riker Wools finds the end zone. Blackfoot up 8-0 as they kick it back to the Diamondbacks here. This one hit early, and Century will start pretty good field position here. Looks like they'll start at about the 47-yard line, trying to come back from just a bad, a self-inflicted wound there on that first drive.
Yeah. What an interesting move by, I think that was Bryson Davis for Century. hit it off his ankle, but it looked intentional, which in my head I'm like, I'm not touching that ball if it's that close to Blackfoot. But I mean, hey, they start with fantastic field position, and it worked out.
So Century's offense is back. Teague Wheatley looking to lead the Diamondbacks to match. Blackfoot Broncos up 8-0 here in the first quarter. This snap again off to the right side of Wheatley. Wheatley launches downfield. Oh, just past the outstretched hands of Justice Mangum. Looking to haul in the home run ball there.
I love it. I love that play call. Just a little bit too strong on Wheatley because Justice Mangum had his guy beat. That would have gone for 6 if that ball was just a little bit softer. And you can see a little bit of frustration from Mangum there coming onto the sideline. He wanted that bad.
Yeah, just a big missed opportunity there for Century, but it's only 2nd down and 10 here for the Diamondbacks as Mangum comes to the sideline. Here's Century, man in motion. There's a handoff to KD coming around the end, and he won't get back to the line. So the Blackfoot defense forcing a 3rd and long.
Man, I wish I hope I pronounce his name right. That's number 44 for Blackfoot, Tavita Taufui. I hope. I'm not good with those kind of names. But he did everything on that play. Fantastic defense from Tafita Taufui, the linebacker / wide receiver. What a dual threat from him there.
Yeah, Broncos.
When you can play both, that's incredible.
Exactly. The Broncos showing their strength early as Mangum is back out in the shotgun. Mangum takes a snap, going to keep it himself. Mangum, can he make it? 11 yards. Gets around past midfield, so it won't be enough for the first, but if the Diamondbacks choose to go for it, it'll make the 4th down more manageable here.
And I don't know if I do. I mean, it's tough because I mean you want to do something on your offensive end because this is another missed opportunity where they really haven't gained too much ground on the offensive end, and you want to do something. But I also think patience is key in this game. You can't do too much too fast because it could really come to bite you in the butt.
On here, the Diamondbacks do have the punt unit on the field, so they will give the ball back to Blackfoot here, down 8-0. 7 minutes remaining here in this first quarter. The punt is away. And it's recovered there, fielded at 10. Here's the return, going past the 20 and past the 30 and to about the 40-yard line there for Blackfoot. That is Briggs Esplin, a senior on this team. My last name, as I've said, is Esplin. And I don't even know who Briggs is, but this is great. I mean, he's representing the Esplin name great tonight.
Yeah.
Just off of that return there.
Fantastic return. I mean, he was hit, but he stayed up. He was up. So, I mean, I'm excited to see if there are more punt return opportunities for Briggs Esplin. I'd love to see what he can do on the field because he had some wheels. He turned on the Jets there.
So here come the Broncos. Parker Wright and, of course, Riker Wools, who had that rushing touchdown on the first attempt. This one, again, up the middle there from Wools, and he'll get a gain of 9, it looks like.
Looks like that was the exact same play.
Yeah.
And it worked.
Yeah, they figured it out.
Fantastic pickup.
So
I mean, if I'm Century, I'm seeing that every single guy is on that line. We're under center. I'm expecting, a run up the middle is what I would expect.
So
but great execution.
Down to 2 here. Broncos run game working early. Man in motion. There's another handoff, and that'll be enough again. Wools for the first down. So 3 carries and 3 fantastic gains here for Riker Wools.
Right up the middle. And it looks like Blackfoot's not slowing down. This will be a really tough situation for Century, but Blackfoot's really making their mark, right? If they find the end zone here, especially if they find it quick, right, this is going to be a really hard game for Century to crawl back from.
And Wools already passed 50 rushing yards with a touchdown on top of that. Here's the pitch. And Esplin is dragged down quickly. What a tackle there made by Adrian Barber for the Diamondbacks.
Read that like a book, Adrian Barber there. That's a big play on your defensive end. Your offensive end is still trying to find their bearings, still trying to figure out what they can do. That is a great play there by is it Adrian? Excuse me. Oh, I lost him.
Yeah, Adrian Barber.
Adrian Barber. That's a momentum shifter.
So that makes this 2nd down. 2nd and 13 here. Broncos pushed back into their own territory. Under center, takes the snap. There's the handoff, and again, Century all over it. Flag flies, but the ball is out.
Century says they have it.
Yeah, let's see what what the officials rule here. Mason Taylor took that handoff, but the ball came loose.
And it looks like it'll be Century ball holding on the offense is what I think is what we'll be seeing.
That a
Holding.
huge momentum shifter now. There you go. So Century declines the penalty, holding on the offense on the Broncos there. And now Century, like you said, Austin, they're back on the field. This could be a potential momentum shifter.
And this is why I think I like the punt from Century, their last offensive drive. Right? They were able to put their defense out on the field and say, hey, you do your job, and we'll take it after from there. Right? Fantastic defense, way to get on the ball and force the loose ball. And now you're in Blackfoot territory.
Mm-hmm. Another good start here for Century. Wheatley in the backfield with Villano. Wheatley scans, fires. He's got his man. That's Fleshman for a first down.
Good throw there by Wheatley. He was calm and concentrated, seeing that Blackfoot defender coming right up on him. He stepped into his throw, found his guy. For a junior, that was a very, very senior type play.
Mm-hmm. So Century picking up a great first down to start this drive. This is the best field position they've had so far. Now inside of the Blackfoot 35. Rain's starting to come down out here. The folks have their umbrellas out. Hand off to Villano. Villano stumbled a bit, and a flag is thrown there.
Handoff goes to Villano. Tackle made.
That one will go against the Diamondbacks.
In the backfield.
Just under 5 minutes to go in this first quarter. Century in what looks to be scoring position, but I mean, that'll set them back a few yards.
That sucks.
That's a big one right there. It's like a 15-yard penalty? Wow. What was called?
Oh, I believe it's holding. It looks like a 1st and 20 is what we see here on the scoreboard. So Century pushed
looks
back.
Further to me. I need my eyes checked. I'm wearing glasses.
Pushed back to the 42 are the Diamondbacks. Wheatley gonna give it to Villano. Villano looked like he thought about the pass, but Blackfoot all over him. And that won't do any favors here for Century. Bringing up a 2nd and long.
And I mean, Villano got around him, but Kai Brooks, the defensive lineman, number 8 for the Blackfoot Broncos, was right there, making him decide, figure out what he had to do. And I mean, he didn't make the tackle. The guy got around him, but he set up their defense, gave him a few extra seconds to collect their bearings and crash in on the receiver.
And Kai Brooks, a twin of Kaleo Brooks, both on the defensive line. Fun story for this Blackfoot team. Both brothers, both seniors and twins, of course.
How fun. I never got to play with a sibling. I'm the only boy in my family, so I never got to do that. But I'm sure it'd be a pretty fun thing to do.
And Wheatley takes this snap, gets to Villano out of the backfield. Villano sheds a tackle. Villano makes a positive gain there. Is it going to be enough for the first down? Looks like he'll be just short, but a great opportunity here for the Century offense.
Yeah, big stiff arm there from Villano and a huge hit. Took him out of bounds, but a hit nonetheless. And I mean, you go from 1st and 20, and this is, I think, a go for it situation if you're Century right here. I mean, it's what, 3rd and 8, 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8. 3rd and 8. I think that's you're in Blackfoot territory. Why not go for it? Especially approaching the end of the first quarter.
Mm-hmm. So 3rd and 8 now for the Diamondbacks as the rain continues to fall here. 2 receivers out to the right for Century. Here's Wheatley, play action. Wheatley over to the right, and he had a man open, but he just missed him. That was Tyden Lynn, the senior receiver for Century. Couldn't get to it.
It looked like Tyden was running a post route, but the ball was kind of thrown towards the sideline, had to kind of readjust his body, readjust that run. It was a fantastic throw if it was the right route, so I don't know, there might have just been some miscommunication from the quarterback and wide receiver there in what route and what play was actually being drawn up.
Great opportunity there from Century. Just missed it, but they will, it looks like they'll keep the offense on the field here.
And they're moving the chains.
Defensive penalty is going to give Century the first.
And there was a penalty marker. I didn't even see a flag, but that gives Century a first down.
Wow, so there you go. So Century's drive stays alive nonetheless. I did see the flag come out. I didn't hear what the call was. But there you go. I mean, Century now in scoring position. They have entered the red zone. This is the first red zone trip for either side tonight.
Yeah.
So the Diamondbacks looking to strike here. Get even with Blackfoot. Wheatley fumbles the snap there, keeps it. Launches to the right side. It's batted. And it comes down to the ground. Nearly picked off there. Wheatley's got to be breathing a sigh of relief out there.
Well, absolutely. And he bobbled that snap. But, I mean, the rain's coming down. That ball's a little bit slippery. So I think we might see a change of play calls from the Century offense. We might see a bit more of the ground game because of it's not raining too hard. But, I mean, that ball does get wet really fast. And, I mean, you saw the bobble from Wheatley there, and he did what he could. Had a guy in the end zone, but he was also covered by two men. So that's a tough throw to make, tough catch to make, especially for a junior quarterback.
So 2nd and 10 here from 20 for Century. Wheatley all alone in the backfield. Gets it to Fleshman. There he is! Inside to the 5! Fleshman has the first down. First and goal, Century.
Fleshman with a couple of really great receptions, and he's been able to do a lot after the catch. Rushing, that's a big guy right there. He's going to be really hard to stop. That is a big receiver and a big-time play from Fleshman. In the 5-yard line, Century looking to put up points with 2.5 minutes to go in this first quarter.
Century's offense now finally starting to click here as they're at the 4-yard line, by far their best drive of the game. Here comes Century. Can they do it, or can Blackfoot keep the Diamondbacks out of the end zone? Here's Wheatley, gives it to Villano. Villano is going to be taken down short after a gain of 1.
I like the play call there. Give it to Villano. He's had a lot of really great drives, especially in the first few drives of this game for Century. Give him the ball and let him cook.
Let him cook.
Let him cook.
So Blackfoot holding on to an 8-point lead. You would think that if Century is able to score here, they would want to match Blackfoot, go for the 2-point conversion. Villano behind Wheatley here. The handoff. Villano trying to crack the end zone. Can he? Century players say yes. What do the officials say?
Handoff goes to
And they're waving
it
short.
Will be short. So Villano is right there, and it looks like it'll bring up. Oh, no,
they're calling it.
There it is. Century on the board for the first time this season, and it is the senior running back, Tito Villano, putting the Diamondbacks on the board.
Man, what a turnaround for this Century team. Forced a fumble, recovering, and driving all the way down the field to score. That's got to feel good, especially if you're Century right now. Blackfoot feeling a little shaky, right? It seemed like they had control, 42 yards to the house on their first play of the game, and now we're a 2-point ball game.
So Jack Yost, the kicker for Century, on the field. You wonder if they're going to fake it here, but the hold is good, and the extra point is good. So 8-7 ball game. Century opts not to tie it, but still they are back in this one. It's an 8-7 ball game, and what a first quarter we've had here on the SVI East Idaho Game of the Week, right, Austin?
Game of the week. Game of the week, and this is exactly what you want to see, right? No matter what team you're rooting for, if you are a diehard Blackfoot Bronco or if you are a diehard Century D-back, if it's a game of the week, you're expecting a good game, right? I mean, I tune into game of the week all the time for college, NFL, all that stuff, and I'm expecting a hard-fought, hard-nosed game, and this is exactly what we're seeing, and we're not even at the end of the first quarter yet.
Yeah, we still got a lot of ball game left, and we are ready for it. 8-7 Blackfoot. The Broncos still in front, but Century found quite a rhythm on that last drive. Villano, so both running backs are on the scoreboard here today. Tito Villano, a 4-yard rushing touchdown, and of course Riker Wools for Blackfoot, the 42-yarder on their first offensive snap of the game, as Century looks to kick it back to Blackfoot.
The rain's definitely going to be a factor in this game. Both coaches, both offensive coordinators, defensive coordinators are going to have to think on their feet. They might have to change their game plan a bit due to the rain, because it doesn't look like it's slowing.
Star quarterback Justice Mangum will kick it away. Good boot there from Mangum, and this one recovered here by Blackfoot. Past the 15, and he is decked. Ooh, what a tackle there for Century. Isaiah Vassis brings him down.
Man, I felt that one in my rib cage. What a hit. What a hit. It is Friday night, fall high school football. That is what we like to see right there. What a hit for Century.
Great tackle there from Vassis to bring down the return man. That was Keaton Schoaf for Blackfoot. Hopefully he's okay, and it looks like he's still out there, so should be fine.
Man, he'll feel that in third period on Monday.
Now here's a handoff again. Same play for Blackfoot. Century a little more ready for that one, though, as they get the stop.
Stop in big fashion right there. Looks like we're getting a little chippy. I love it. I love it. You know, a lot of people think, you know, when you're trash talking that, you know, it's a little unsportsmanlike. I just think it's part of the game. I love a little bit of smack talk. I love it. I love the chippiness. It makes it more fun for both teams, right? Then you have not only your record on the line, but you have a little bit of your pride riding on the line.
Exactly, and here is the 2nd and 8 as we down to 40 seconds left in this first quarter. Here's a keep, throw over the middle. Oh, it's caught!
Catch! Oh!
It's caught at midfield!
It's not caught. He dropped it. He dropped it going down.
Wow!
No catch.
What an effort there, though. Mason Layton, a spectacular move to go up and grab that one. Couldn't make it, though. Lost it with contact at the ground. Man, what a missed opportunity for Blackfoot.
If there's no rain, that's a catch. That is 100% a catch if there is no rain. And that's why football is such an interesting sport. You know, a lot of games like, you know, you got basketball and hockey, they're in controlled environments. Football, you're completely subject to the elements, which makes the game so much more fun.
So we get to a 3rd down after the drop there from Blackfoot. And timeout is taken by the Blackfoot Broncos, and we will take a short timeout as well. Only 33 seconds left here in the first quarter. Again, this is the SVI Media East Idaho Game of the Week. We'll be back in a moment.
There's no place to enjoy the fall season like Alpine, Wyoming. Enjoy fly fishing on the Salt and Snake Rivers, camping and hunting up the Grays in the Wyoming Range, hike the trails in the Bridger-Teton National Forest, or bring your off-road vehicles and enjoy the backcountry. And with plenty of lodging and dining options at affordable prices, you just can't beat the fall season in Alpine. Experience the fall season like Mother Nature intended in scenic Alpine, Wyoming.
Let's get back to the action with your voice of SVI Media's East Idaho Game of the Week, Jack Esplin.
And welcome back here to the SBI Media Game of the Week here in East Idaho. Jack Esplin and Austin Pace on the call with you here tonight. 3rd down here for the Blackfoot offense after a miscatch up the field. But Blackfoot trying to keep this drive alive here. Here's the roll to the left and a run. What a run here from Parker Wright for the Broncos. Big time first down to keep this drive alive.
And Parker Wright just made something out of nothing. What a great run by Wright. And I think more importantly, what a great job holding onto the ball, right? Because, I mean, Blackfoot against Shelley, they had a problem. Couple of fumbles on the field. A little bit frustrating there. And with the rain coming down, that ball is slippery. And, I mean, any hit from anywhere could pop that ball out. But fantastic security there from the runner.
And Blackfoot will let the clock wind down as we come to the end of the first quarter here between the Century Diamondbacks and the Blackfoot Broncos. 8-7 ball game right now for Blackfoot. I mean, we've seen highlights for both teams. We've seen lowlights for both teams as well. But just, I mean, a fantastic start, especially to a game of this magnitude.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is definitely an early season game. You're seeing both teams try to work out some kinks. Right, I had just mentioned that, last game versus Shelley, it was a little bit frustrating. Blackfoot felt like they could have scored more. It was only an 8-7 game. And that's why, I mean, this game right here, it was consistency and execute for this Blackfoot team, right? But of course, you're going to have some mix-ups. You're going to have some fumbles. It is only Blackfoot's second game of the season. Century's very first game of the season. This is the first time these guys are getting out on the field, especially on an away game, together, trying to prove themselves, trying to protect that 9-1 record. So I think we're going to see a lot of movement within both of these teams' offense specifically, but also their defense.
Oh yeah, and it's been fun to watch already. I mean, take the Century side, for example, right? You have a junior quarterback in Teague Wheatley who's never started a varsity game, and he's come out here and he's looked fantastic.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, aside from, the snaps where he's had to reach up above his head or to his right or to his left to grab him, I mean, it's just been a fun system to watch for Century. Blackfoot also doing some great work out here as the Blackfoot offense is out here to start the second quarter. The handoff, and he is met by the Century defense.
That's Jay Soto right there, the linebacker for Century. Met him a little bit high of a tackle, but I mean, got him down nonetheless.
So that'll bring up a 2nd and 7 as we get into the second quarter here. The rain just continuing to pick up more every minute.
And that official's got a towel on him trying to dry the ball, but I don't know how much it's going to do. It's already soaked.
It keeps getting on the wet ground and everything, and all the players' hands are wet. So that'll definitely add an element to this game. Man in motion here for Blackfoot. The handoff. End around on the left side, and a solid pickup there. That is Briggs Esplin around the left side.
And it looks like they'll give him the first down. He was spotted right past the first down marker, and they got it. Good run there by Briggs to push the ball up the field. Give another fresh set of downs.
Blackfoot holding on to their 8-7 lead. I mean, Blackfoot, based on last week, right? Obviously, they still had some frustrations with their game against Shelley. They feel like they should have finished off their drives better, but this is the exact same score of their win last week, so maybe a little bit of good luck for Blackfoot. Who knows? We'll see what happens. Right, takes a snap. It's going to be a quarterback keeper here, but the defense of the Diamondbacks was ready for that one.
Yeah, what a great effort there by that defensive line. And I know this has got to be a hard task for this defensive line here for Century, especially for Carlos Urias, Isaac Burke. Those are two guys on the Century D-line to look for, number 99 and 90. They have a lot of work to do because, like we said at the beginning of this broadcast, the pride of this Blackfoot offense is on that offensive line, right? So these two guys, this entire defensive line for Century is going to be putting in the work, and they've done well so far.
Yeah, no, they really have. And speaking of Coach Fleshman before the game again, he was talking about how on his line of scrimmage, on both lines, he doesn't have a guy that is at 200 pounds. I mean, a light line on both sides of the ball, but still been able to get the job done. Here's the dump off, and the tackle made quickly there by Century as that ball was given to Zaid Larkin, but it'll bring up a 3rd down for the Broncos.
Yeah, it was a quick pass, but it was great defense there from Century. It showed a lot of pressure, and they had to get rid of the ball quick, right, or else that was going to be taken back for a few more yards. So great effort on the defensive end there by Century, and it seems like they've really picked up their defensive intensity.
Both teams getting more into the groove of things. You would expect that. I mean, especially, technically week 1, right, for Century, trying to work out the kinks of this new team that they have this year. Blackfoot has a game under their belt, continuing to get reps in here, and that handoff swallowed quickly. That is Fleshman. He doubles as a star tight end on the offensive end and makes an incredible tackle there on the defensive side.
Man, what a fantastic tackle taken after his brothers who are at Montana State. Wow, what a fantastic tackle. That's almost textbook right there. And that's exactly what you want to see from your defensive line. Man, couldn't have done it better.
As then Fleshman, again, as we mentioned, committed to Air Force as a tight end. his two brothers right now playing for, as you mentioned, Austin, the Montana State Bobcats, who that's a team that is always in contention for an FCS title.
Yeah.
Fantastic team out there, both playing as seniors in their last year of college football. And we have a 4th and 6 here, so the punt unit on for Blackfoot. And looks like it's going to be a
They're gonna
fake.
run it.
They're going to keep running around the right side.
Will he get it?
Does he get it? It looked like he did.
I think he got it.
And the officials will. It looks like they'll give him a first down.
Let's see where they spot this
Wait
ball.
for an official ruling here.
Oh, no, he's got it. There's no way that – yeah, there it is.
There you go. Wow, so a fake punt. Briggs Esplin on the keep there and runs it for a first down to keep this drive alive. Fantastic decision there from the Broncos.
Well, not just from the Broncos. I mean, I think they gave that decision to Esplin right there.
It looked like it.
It looked like he was just reading that defense and saying, should I punt this or not? What a fantastic read by Esplin to get that first down on a crucial 4th down.
So Blackfoot now fresh set of downs, right the handoff. There's a solid gain, and it looks like it'll be enough for yet another first down for Mason Taylor. And, man, this Blackfoot backfield between Mason Taylor, who's been getting a lot of these carries, plus Riker Wools had that touchdown earlier.
Yeah.
This Blackfoot backfield is rolling on all cylinders right now.
I think Mason Taylor, at least what I saw, he was protecting that ball extra. He had that forced fumble in the first quarter, and he didn't want to get rid of that one. Fantastic carry there by Taylor.
So Blackfoot's offense finding their footing yet again here in this second quarter. Now shotgun formation here. There's the handoff again. Century a little bit more ready for that one. Taylor taken down pretty quickly. Taylor a sophomore here, while Riker Wools as a junior in that backfield.
I think he was taken down there by number 45, Braxton Jablonski, the senior linebacker there. He was right there, bid that play real quick.
Yeah, Jablonski, one of the stars to watch, as Coach Fleshman was telling us about before this game, a team captain. He has led Century in tackles since his sophomore year. Just an incredible talent for the Diamondbacks on the defensive side of the ball. So here is Wright with his man Riker Wools behind him. There's the handoff to Wools, and Century, they were ready for that one. You could see it. That'll bring up a third down for the Blackfoot offense.
And there's linebacker Jay Soto. Again, we've said his name a couple of times on this broadcast, and he was right there, read that perfectly. What a beautiful tackle there by Jay Soto.
So 3rd and 6 here as we get to 7 minutes left in this first half. The Century defense trying to get a stop here, but you would think, I mean, this looks like 4th down territory for the Blackfoot offense.
Well, it definitely is 4th down territory. With how this game is going, you need to take every opportunity you can to score.
Yeah. So 3rd and 6. Right under center. Right. Rolls out to his left. Gets hit as he throws, and there's the catch. Esplin dodges a few defenders, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Blackfoot.
Wow, Briggs Esplin with the fantastic catch and the yardage after the reception. Just fantastic playmaking there by Briggs Esplin. But let's talk about that throw. What a throw there by Parker Wright. I think sometimes it's really easy to forget that he's left-handed, right? You see him rolling out to his left, and for almost every other quarterback, you're thinking he's carrying the ball. But not for him. Left-handed throws make left-handed plays. What a fantastic play there by Briggs Esplin and Parker Wright.
So Wright under center now for the 2-point conversion attempt. Wright pitches it back, and there is the rush, easy, untouched for Mason Taylor. And just like that, the Blackfoot lead swells up to 9, 16-7. Blackfoot, another impressive drive.
Yeah, that was a much-needed possession there for Blackfoot, and I think it all starts with that fake punt, right? What a beautiful play called there, which led to making this an 8-point game.
Incredible. And again, let's go back to that touchdown throw from Parker. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, right? He's rolling out to his left side. From the left, as he's getting hit, throws it across his body to the right side of the field, right?
Yeah.
Over that way. And I mean, just an incredible read. And then, of course, the touchdown ensues. And just what a play there.
I don't think people understand how hard it is to throw the opposite way from where you're running, right? Right hand, left hand doesn't even matter. It is so hard to make a throw like that. And Parker Wright, of course, give credit to Briggs Esplin.
Oh, yeah.
Parker Wright made that throw.
Yeah. Oh, great play there from the Broncos offense. And now, is this a trend that I'm unaware of with the quarterbacks kicking off
I don't know.
the ball? I don't know if I've seen this before, but I guess it's just how it goes, right? I mean, Parker Wright is now out there. Looks like he's going to kick off for the Broncos. And
Yeah.
they had Justice Mangum, Century's star quarterback, also do the kickoff. I don't know. I guess is that just a thing that happens here?
I've never seen that before, honestly, but I guess.
Whatever works.
Whatever works.
Whatever works. We'll see what happens. Mangum had a good kickoff, and now Wright looking to do the same for the Broncos. As Blackfoot sends it back to the Diamondbacks. This one short kick. Mangum has some trouble, but he is able to field it around the 35-yard line. So that is where the Diamondbacks will start their drive.
I mean, that's a scary place to let that ball roll. We had Broncos, they had that ball on lock. That was a little scary, but I mean, Mangum collected, giving Century another chance to score, and this will be really interesting. This will be a very important drive for Century, right? Because it's 6 minutes, 28 seconds to go. You've probably got 2 drives, including this one, until you go into half, right? Well, depending on how Blackfoot does. But this drive right here is really important if you're Century going into this half.
Mangum is the quarterback on this one. There's the fake read option, and Mangum is taken down quickly there by the Blackfoot defense. That is defensive lineman Maddox Raymond.
That's a big guy right there. That's definitely, I mean, like I said, I played football in high school, and I mean, I'm not a huge guy, but I mean, seeing someone of that size running at him, I get scared every time.
I would not want to be
crud.
Mangum in that situation.
No, not at all. I get pancaked every time.
That's why we're up in the booth, my friend.
That's why we're up in the booth. This job is much better.
Oh, yeah. I would rather be up here. Mangum takes the snap, second and long. Mangum going to spin to his left. Mangum across his body. Oh! He's got his man! That is Kendrell Hillary. Incredible catch down the sideline.
What a throw by Justice Mangum. We just talked about this. Rolling to his left, right-handed quarterback, threw away from his body and found his receiver. That was a beautiful throw by the veteran quarterback, Justice Mangum. Wow.
This is, dude.
What a game. Game of the week right here. This is exactly why this is the game of the week.
Oh, we made a fantastic pick on this one today. Incredible here as Mangum is going to take it himself. Shifty moves. Oh, he's over the right side. Is he going all the way? He will. Touchdown Century. There it is.
Wow.
Mangum, a quarterback keeper. Second touchdown of the day for the Diamondbacks, and it's a 16-13 ball game.
And you see Kendrell Hillary there, who just made that beautiful catch from Mangum just the play before, celebrating with his team on the sideline. He knew how big that catch was, and I mean, what a fantastic play. What a great run by the veteran quarterback. And like I said, that was exactly what this Century offense needed. This is going to be such a back-and-forth game. I think momentum is going to shift between both of these two teams. This is such a great game as a timeout is called there by Blackfoot. Wow, what a run by Justice Mangum.
So Justice Mangum, I mean, he is just adding to his highlight reel. So Justice Mangum, senior quarterback here for Century. 14 total touchdowns last season as the play caller there on that offensive side. 10 of them were on the ground. And, I mean, Mangum literally just showed you what he's been doing his entire career. Adds another rushing touchdown to his high school total. Just an incredible athlete to watch. I actually got the chance to call a game of his for the Title I Tip-Off Classic for Century Basketball because he doubles as a star basketball player.
Of course he does.
And, I mean, he is a freak athlete. Just can get up, can slam the ball down. And, I mean, he's showing why he is a special player for this Diamondbacks offense there.
Wow, Justin Mangum. And, I mean, that wasn't just a play given to him right there. He had to work for every single yard of that carry. Fantastic play there by Justice Mangum as Century lines up for the PAT.
The Century will come on the field 4-2,
Oh,
trying to trim this lead to 1. Oh,
And
there's
some movement.
There's some movement, yep. Looks like Century was able to maybe able to trim the yardage in half here.
Kaleo Brooks, I mean, that's a senior defensive lineman right there. That's one of your captains. You can't be making those kind of mistakes, especially in this type of game where momentum's been shifting.
So going for 2 here. This is Wheatley. Wheatley fakes the pitch to Volano. Wheatley looking, fires it up. Oh, it is nearly grabbed by Fleshman with one hand. Couldn't haul it in, and a flag flies after the play. So maybe some extracurricular activity there.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, though, incomplete on the 2-point conversion, so it remains a field goal game, 16-13. We'll see the call here.
Kaleo Brooks visibly frustrated with 2 flags back-to-back in really unnecessary fashion.
So officials discussing here. As we await the call, a 16-13 ball game. So Century able to respond, not able to convert on the 2-point conversion. And we'll get, it looks like, an unsportsmanlike conduct on the Blackfoot defense there.
So we're going to see that
Okay. So the penalty will apply to the kickoff here for Century. Man, but this, I mean, what a fantastic start to this game. I mean, we still have 5.5 minutes in the first half.
Yeah.
And it's already 2 touchdowns by both sides. This is a blast, man.
Holy cow, this is exactly what you expect from football.
Oh, yeah.
Right? A little bit of rain coming down. I'm going to be talking about the weather because it just feels fantastic. I'm an Arizona boy, so we don't feel fall until like end of October. So this is what college football to me feels like, right? This is where I expect it to be. A little bit of rain, cool air outside. You got some guys, it's getting physical, it's getting chippy, and both teams doing a lot to make this just a one-score ball game.
Mangum is out as the kicker here for Century. So no movement all the way up to the Blackfoot 45. Woo! So great chance here for the Diamondbacks to pin the Broncos back deep. And I mean, now you start thinking about the drives that both teams are going to make here, right? Because if you're Century, you kind of want to, I mean, obviously you want to force the ball out of Blackfoot's hands as fast as possible, but you're thinking maybe only one more possession for each team here in this first half.
No, yeah, absolutely. And I think if I'm Blackfoot right here, I mean, they've lost their cool. These last 2 plays have kind of proven that. They have to slow down their offense, especially with 5.5 minutes left to go until you reach the half. You want to have the ball. But we got an onside kick. Ball is tipped.
Century's not going to get there. You might as well give it a shot. I mean, especially with the fact that the ball was already up much further for Century.
Yeah.
You don't blame them for that play call at all.
Not at all.
Blackfoot recovers. It's fine. They're still inside their own 30-yard line.
And I mean, that's where the kicks have been going anyways, the kickoffs. So, I mean, why not try it out? I love it. And we talked about this. Century's coming out. They're coming out swinging. We've seen both teams so far do such a fantastic job at showing some aggressiveness, right? It's the beginning of the season, and you're trying to establish your identity as a competitor or as, a team that might not need to be feared as much. And both teams right now, from what I've seen, have established themselves as competitors, and we're only in the first half.
So Wright takes a snap. That handoff is to Esplin, and Esplin has a lot of open field in front of him. Century defense able to get a piece of him and take him down before a new first down was gained there.
And Adrian Barber with a crucial tackle right there. that would have been open grass for Briggs Esplin right there.
Yeah.
And by the way, we've seen him run. He's going pretty far.
So brings up a 2nd down and 3 as we get under 5 minutes left here in the first half. Again, right under center. There's a handoff. Century able to get there, but the pile keeps moving forward. So Blackfoot will have a 1st down. Great run there for the Broncos.
Great run. I mean, who carried that? Was that Keaton Schoaf or was that? I don't exactly know who that was.
It is hard to see sometimes, especially because, Blackfoot's offense is so condensed right up there. So it's hard to see who gets the ball from our vantage point.
But also give credit to that offensive line. Great extra push there for the extra yardage.
There, that takedown quick there. Mason Taylor not getting back to the line of scrimmage.
And that is number 90, Isaac Burke, another one of those guys to look for. A junior, so we'll be seeing him next year as well. This will be a really fun, I would say, a breakout season for him if he wants to put himself on the map.
And speaking of Isaac Burke, again, with my conversation with Coach Fleshman before the game, talking about how strategic Burke is. He says he's a big-time chess player, so he likes to apply that to the game of football, just analyzing where the opponent's going to move, where he should move, how he should get to the quarterback fastest. And there's the pass out on the side to Esplin. Esplin will be just shy of the 1st down here. Great game there for the Broncos offense.
The ball was nearly swatted away there by Jaden Spence, number 72 for the Broncos. He was right there. Ooh, that would have been such a fun play to see. I mean, great job by Blackfoot and the Broncos to come up with a 3rd and short.
And we see Ben Ralphs, a senior offensive lineman for Century on the sideline, hyping up the Century crowd. We are on the Century side of the field right now, so we hear the Century fans a little louder. There's the pitch. Back to Taylor. Taylor around the right side. He's got the 1st down and more inside the 40-yard line. Good tackle there made, though, by Bryson Lee to limit that gain.
And fantastic blocking. Every single one of those D linemen knew their role, and they executed it very well to give Mason Taylor a lot of room to run, because that looked like it could have been cut off short. But fantastic movement and fantastic blocking there by the Blackfoot O-line.
So now under 3 minutes left. Clock continues to tick now. If you're Blackfoot, do you continue to go quick? Do you want to continue to run this clock? They've established the rush game pretty well here. So here, fake handoff, play action, right. Oh, he got a face mask there. He's going to keep it himself. What can he do here anyway? Right. Can he make it to the end zone? He will! There it is. And they'll rule it. Will they give it to him? He hit the pylon.
I think
no
that's
official
a touchdown.
signal yet from the officials.
The
cannon went off. The Blackfoot fans obviously think that's a touchdown. What are they going to say here? Man, what a keep, though, from right. After the face mask, takes it himself anyway, and we might just have a touchdown on our hands. Officials speaking with both teams here.
Century fans wanting a fumble called. But I guess from our point of view, it looked like a touchdown. It looked like he got to that pylon. But we'll see what they spot it.
So what is the call? Because if you're Blackfoot, you don't want to accept that penalty.
No, not at all.
Because
you're taking the touchdown.
You got to score. Officials still deliberating here. This is a big decision here on what is happening because, either way, Blackfoot, it turns most likely positive for Blackfoot either way unless the officials are going to say that it is a fumble, which it looked like.
Even if it was a fumble, you're not accepting that penalty. You're on the 1 yard line.
And there it is. Touchdown is called. It looks like.
They put the points on the field.
Yeah, there it is.
The field.
So it is. It's a touchdown for Blackfoot. Parker Wright keeps it, and Blackfoot puts the lead back up to 9. Man, what a keep.
That's a big-time play by a big-time player. What a great keep. especially after the contact. Dude, face masks, those hurt. Those are not fun. But way to keep focused. And I think that just kind of goes to show his mentality and his veteran mindset to keep going after that face mask, because he very well could have just stopped the play.
So right under center here. Right, pitches it back to Taylor. Taylor is swallowed up. A flag is thrown, though, after Austin Hoyd's tackle.
We could see a holding on the Broncos, and that's what it is.
Against Blackfoot. Penalty, though, is declined. Century made the stop, so it'll stay at a 22-13 game. Blackfoot, though, still in front by 2 possessions. But, man, another fantastic highlight play. I mean, this game is filled with, every drive has a highlight.
Yeah.
It is incredible.
It's so hard if you're either team, right? You make some fantastic play, right? And you're hyped up. You're on the sideline. You're like, yeah, we got this. Momentum's shifting our way. And then Century brings it back with a fantastic play, a couple of fantastic plays on the offensive end to make it a 1-score game. And now if you're Century, you're on the sideline, you're thinking, yes, we're going into half with some momentum. And then Blackfoot pulls out a play like that. Man, the momentum it's just gonna keep shifting. There's gonna be a lot of deliberation in the locker room. Both teams are gonna hear a lot of good and a lot of what they're gonna need to work on. But both teams are coming out and making some big time plays.
So 22-13. Man, who could have envisioned this kind of game? I mean, if you're just watching the scoreboard,
yeah.
Blackfoot, right, 8-7 gritty win over Shelley last week. If you're just looking at that, who could have envisioned a 22-13 first half? And I mean, still 2.5 minutes left. So Century or Blackfoot, you never know. One of these teams could still put more points up on the board, and of course, both teams are going to try because, I mean, the way this game is going, no lead is going to be safe.
Right, that was a 3-minute drive there by Blackfoot. 3 minutes, that's all it took. Right, so Century, they've got a lot. They're still, in terms of this game, in terms of just football in general, 2.5 minutes is not a lot of time. But both of these teams have been so active on the offensive end. These drives have been max 4 minutes, right? These teams have been moving.
So Century is telling the coaching staff for Century, telling the officials, asking why the ball is up so far.
Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, this would indicate a penalty on Century.
Yeah, and it was a penalty.
But it was a penalty on Blackfoot on that 2-point conversion. So a little bit of confusion here on the field. Officials talking to the Century coaching staff before this kickoff. I'm a little confused as well. I mean, I thought if the penalty was on Blackfoot, why would the ball be moved up in Blackfoot's favor?
Right. We didn't see any other signal except holding call on Blackfoot. The penalty was declined. But they're keeping it.
Yeah, so the ball will remain where it is. So Blackfoot kicking off from the 45-yard line. And they'll try to pin Century deep here. This ball fielded. Here's the run on the right side. Solid return there for tight end Lynn to set up the Century offense.
Caden Fisher with the takedown there with the tackle. Yeah, I'm really confused. I'm not exactly sure what happened. We are on the Century side of the bleachers, right? So we can't hear anything from Blackfoot's side, but everybody on the Century side is a little bit confused as well. I'm not exactly sure what was going on, but a great return regardless from Century. Not too bad a field position.
Yes, we'll see if Century has another scoring drive in them to end this first half. 22-13. Blackfoot is in front by 9. 2-possession ball game, and here we go. Empty set here for Justice Mangum. 3 receivers to his left, 2 to his right. See what Century has planned.
They're going for it. I love it.
There's Mangum. A lot of time in the back. He's going to roll to his left. Mangum, let's see what he can do. He's going to keep it. And he'll go out of bounds after a fantastic run there for Justice Mangum.
Man, I was looking at these receivers running these routes, and I don't think there was a lot. I think there was some miscommunication on what routes they were supposed to run. It did not, especially here on this left side of the field that we're seeing on the Century sideline. There was a lot of confusion. Receivers kind of stopped mid-route because they were running into each other. So there was a little bit of confusion there, but I mean, good on Mangum to turn something out of nothing.
So Mangum stays in the backfield. This quarterback here takes the snap, scans, gets it. Oh, and the ball popped up. Came off of the hands there of Tito Villano out of the backfield.
That was a spicy throw right there.
It was a spicy throw.
And again, that's a hard one to catch. You might be able to see it on your guys' screen, but the rain, it's still coming down. It is wet out there.
Mm-hmm.
So a spicy throw like that, which is the right throw to make. It's the right throw to make, but that's a hard ball to catch.
Put some mustard on it, didn't he?
Put some mustard on. I remember the last time mustard's been spicy. No, there is a spicy mustard. I lied. I know the last time I've had spicy mustard.
And Mangum fakes the handoff there. Oh, nearly picked off. Oh, that was Cord Williams there, the linebacker for Blackfoot. Got in the breadbasket there. Fortunate, though, for Century as they keep the ball on a 3rd down and 10.
Yikes, that was a dangerous throw right through his hands. And I know Cord Wilson wants that one back.
Oh, yeah, 100%. They're trying to fit in a tight window was Mangum. And those throws there, they are tough to make. I mean, there were 2 defenders on the Century receiver there. So Diamondbacks here. Blackfoot trying to get the crowd hyped up on a 3rd down and 10. 2 minutes and 2 seconds remaining in the first half. Here's Mangum. Play action. Mangum looking, Mangum scrambling, Mangum knee touched the ground there, and I believe that's where the officials will mark him down. So brings up a 4th and long and likely a punt here.
And Kai Brooks and Mangum were exchanging some words there. Kai Brooks looked visibly frustrated. Looked like Mangum had a little extracurricular activity there on the end with a shove. I love it. I'm also up in the booth, so yep. I'm not feeling it down there.
So contrary to your pro rules here, there is no 2-minute warning here at the high school level. Clock continues to wind there after Mangum knee touched the ground. So a punt here. 2 guys back to receive here for Blackfoot. Blackfoot's going to have a little under 90 seconds to work with here. That punt is away. Hits down around the 40, and it looks like it'll be downed by Century at the Blackfoot 26. So a minute 19 to go, about 75 yards. Do the Broncos have it in them, Austin?
I think they do. I mean, I talked about it earlier. Both teams have been so fast on the offensive end. And I think it's a minute 19. So I think you're running a 2-minute drill if you're Blackfoot. With a bit more risk tied to it, because I think with the way this game is going, you want to go up by as much as possible. They have the lead 22-13, but that is not enough in a game like this.
So now the handoff from right. That one will keep the clock going there as Wools takes up the middle for a short gain there. The clock continues to wind here, so Blackfoot in a little bit of a hurry up.
And it looks like they're going a bit slower. I think they're going to try and see what they can do with these last 59 seconds, kind of run the clock out. I don't know if they're going for anything crazy, but they do have 3 receivers that line up on the left. So we might be seeing this ball go downfield.
And right, gets pressure, pocket collapses, keeps it himself. Can he make it to the 1st down marker? He will, and he'll get out of bounds. It looked like he stepped out of bounds before the tackle was made there.
They will mark it on the 49-yard line.
So, I mean, that's kind of a perfect situation there for Blackfoot, getting out of bounds plus the 1st down, fresh set of downs, 40 seconds left.
Fresh set of downs and you're on the 49, right? That was a fantastic pickup there. It looked like he wanted to throw, but I also don't think that he was under a lot of pressure to throw, especially with what time they have on the clock.
Mm-hmm. So clock stopped. Scoreboard still shows 2 timeouts for each team. Right in the backfield again, 4 receivers out here for Wright. Wright takes the snap, looks to his left, and that pass is dropped. So the clock will stay stopped at 36 seconds here, 2nd down.
That's Briggs Esplin with the drop. I think I've done this so many times, and it's so hard when you're in such a hurry-up situation, right? The play's underway, the clock is ticking. And sometimes in your mind, you're thinking, okay, I got to go. I have to hurry. So he sees the pass coming at him. Beautiful throw, by the way. Fantastic throw. got it right in the numbers, but I think he started to turn a little bit too early, lost a little bit of that connection with the ball.
Yeah, it happens quite a bit, especially when you're looking upfield.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a 2nd down and 10. Right, will hand it off, and a quick gain there for Blackfoot from Zaid Larkin.
And we got a timeout there from Blackfoot. Good timeout. It looks like they're wanting to score then.
Yeah, they definitely are. I mean, in plus territory now, 32 seconds left, so they'll still have 1 timeout left after this short break. But, man, what a game we have had here in the first half. I mean, Century defense just trying to keep Blackfoot out of scoring position, especially right before you go to half. I mean, 32 seconds left. You don't want Blackfoot to dig you into a bigger hole than you already are. But if you're Blackfoot, I mean, of course, you want to continue to add these points. You want to continue to get this momentum because you never know how it's going to go in the second half.
The worst thing that can happen if you're Century right now is allowing any sort of points to go up on the board. Doesn't matter if it's a field goal, doesn't matter if it's a touchdown. Any sort of points go on the board, and you're looking a little grim if you're Century going into the half. But, of course, this is such a high-scoring game, and both teams have been running so quick. Their offense is so quick that I don't think the game is going to be over until that final horn blares.
So here we go. Blackfoot offense back out. 4 receivers on the field for the Broncos. 3rd down and 4. Right, and their flag is thrown, and it looks like
False
we'll
start.
have a false start on the Broncos, so that'll back them up. 3rd and 5, or 3rd and 9, excuse me, coming up here for Blackfoot.
I like the play call. That sort of play, though, it's so complex, right? Because if you're the quarterback, you have to time it. It looked like it was going to be some sort of jet sweep. You have to time that perfectly with your receiver running full speed at you. You have to make sure your line knows what count you're going on. It's such a hard play to do as a quarterback and just as an offensive player in general because there's so many moving parts. But it's a great play if you can get it right.
So 3rd and 9, right in the shotgun. Right takes it. Right is chased. Is he going to be taken down? He'll get it away.
No way!
What a play! That pass is caught by Zaid Larkin, and Wright able to get it away before going to the ground. What a move.
He was going to the ground as that ball was being released. What a throw. That's crazy.
Incredible stuff as the clock will wind, and it looks like Blackfoot won't get it. Another shot here. That could very well take us to the end of the half unless Blackfoot decides to use their final timeout here, which they
Doesn't look like they will.
Yeah, and there we go. So that is it for the first half here on your East Idaho Game of the Week here on the SVI Sports Network. We will take a short break here as we head into halftime. Austin and I coming at you here with a halftime recap. We'll be back in just a moment. Again, you're watching the East Idaho Game of the Week on the SVI Sports Network.
I just don't feel the warmth like I used to.
Things have felt so cold lately.
It's like the flame has died.
The spark is just gone.
Got it. Well, I'll go ahead and get that new tank set, and you guys are on auto delivery, so shouldn't be a problem. I'll just be right out back.
These guys are much better.
Great listeners, too.
The remodel of the hot tub at Kodiak Mountain Resort in Afton has been completed and is open for guests. Kodiak has also begun construction for a swimming pool and additional hot tub, which will open for guests only soon. Book your stay at KodiakMountainResort.com. The remodel of the hot tub at Kodiak Mountain Resort in Afton has been completed and is open for guests. Kodiak has also begun construction for a swimming pool and additional hot tub, which will open for guests only soon. Book your stay at KodiakMountainResort.com.
Enjoy 4 seasons of fun in Afton, Wyoming. Winter snowmobiling, snowshoeing, and cross-country skiing. Spring and summer fishing, hiking, and kayaking. Fall hunting and camping. Bring your clubs and spend an afternoon at Valley View Golf Course. visit the world's largest intermittent spring. Walk underneath the world's largest elk antler arch. Come play in our backyard with 4 seasons of fun in Afton, Wyoming. Learn more at visitaftonwy.com.
At Title One, we're more than a title and escrow company. It starts with respect, and we pass it on.
Because humility makes us better teammates.
We stay hungry on and off the field.
And healthy in mind and body. With integrity at every step.
And community in our heart.
At Simplot Smoky Canyon Mine, our greatest responsibility is making sure every employee gets home safely to the people who matter most. We work together, look out for one another, and put safety first. Because at Simplot, we know our employees aren't just workers. They're parents, spouses, sons, daughters, and friends. Simplot Smoky Canyon Mine. See available career opportunities at simplot.com.
Let's get back to the action with your voice of SVI Media's East Idaho Game of the Week, Jack Esplin.
Welcome back into the SVI East Idaho Game of the Week here on the SVI Sports Network. Thank you for joining us here on SVI.media and SVI Media on YouTube. I'm Jack Esplin here with my partner Austin Pace, and we have had a fantastic, not just start to this game, but start to the high school football season. Week 1, Blackfoot and Century. Of course, Century playing their first game of the season, coming off a 9-1 season. Looked great in that first half. And Blackfoot 1-0 after their winning in Shelley. Again, a fantastic first half for them. Austin, what did you see in that first half?
So I was going into this game, I was expecting, from what we've heard from both coaches, the notes that we have, I was expecting a low-scoring game. I was expecting a lot of defense. I was expecting a lot of punts, a lot of punt returns. I thought most of our highlights were going to come on, the punt return end, right? I was thinking we got both teams scoring max 14. But we have a 22-13 game at the half. It has been such a fast-paced game. Both defenses have had their moments, and we've had such great defensive highlights, which is interesting because the score reflects a lot of offensive highlights, which is also what we've had. Mm-hmm. Not only have both offenses been really fast, and they've been moving. They've taken risks, they've taken shots downfield, but we've seen a lot of really early drives. How should I say this? We've seen a lot of drives start and end so quickly because of huge runs from both teams, right? And that's why we've got a score like 22-13 at the half. Both teams have just taken the momentum from each other, and they've played such fast football. I'm expecting to see a little bit more of a slow-paced game, of course. That's just my thoughts. Mm-hmm. I'm expecting to see a bit of a slower pace, but I think we've got a lot of fun stuff coming up.
Yeah, no, and as you mentioned, Austin, just so much action that we got to see in that first half as we break down these stats for you. So on the Century side, Tito Villano, the star running back for the Century Diamondbacks, a 4-yard rush touchdown. That was Century's first score of the game. And then Justice Mangum, the dual threat quarterback and receiver as well, right? The 30-yard rush touchdown, kept it himself. For the Blackfoot side, 42-yard rushing touchdown by Riker Wools, the running back. Also Briggs Esplin, who's been electric tonight, hauling in the 25-yard reception touchdown. And then the quarterback, right, again, keeping it himself for the 40-yard rushing touchdown. So, like you said, right, I think a lot of us expected, right, a much more lower scoring game here today, right? Especially after seeing what happened last week. Blackfoot squeaking out the 8-7 win over Shelley. And you kind of got to give them a little bit of grace, right? Because especially, when it's week 1, you're gonna have some kinks to work out.
Yeah.
Right? Blackfoot, every single season, every team, it's a new squad, right? And like I was talking to Coach Fleshman before this game, he was just saying, oh, yeah, the media's asking me, all the time, they're asking me about, oh, what about last year's squad? What about last year's squad? And yeah, Century did have a fantastic year last year, 9-1 compared to their previous, 4 seasons at least, right? Only winning those 3 games. But right now, every team is brand new. And both of these teams, I mean, you got to give credit to Century, too. Not having a game under their belt, still being able to get these 2 touchdowns, still being able to keep up with Blackfoot, who's already gotten reps under their belt. And, of course, you got to give a lot of credit to the offensive coordinator who just came out of retirement, right? Gino Mariani. Done a fantastic job for the Diamondbacks. Both teams, though, showing a lot of promise out here today.
Yeah, and I think, the mindset for Century right now, like you were just saying, Coach is saying, everybody's asking me about last season. So I work covering BYU football, BYU basketball, and something that I hear BYU football's head coach Kalani Sitake say a lot is we just got to stay humble and hungry. When we go to these press conferences, a lot of us are asking about, hey, we had this thing last year. How are you going to improve this year? Or better, how is that game going to be, how is it going to transfer over to your next game? Stuff about the past. And Kalani, he doesn't like to dwell on the past. He just says, we have to stay humble and hungry, and the next game is what matters, right? And I think Century, that's kind of their mindset. They don't want to be looking at the past. They had 3 wins in 4 seasons. The past means nothing to them now after a 9-win season. Now they just have to keep the ball rolling. Now it's, okay, we did fantastic last season. Last season's over. We have a whole new squad. We have a whole new season to look forward to. We have to stay in what I would phrase as humble and hungry. And I think that's exactly what the Century High School's team is doing. They are down going into this half, but I think we're going to see a lot of great things come out of this Century offense. But I also don't want to sleep on the Broncos defense, right? They're also going to come out with a huge fire. They made a few errors on the defensive end, offensive end. They got a little chippy, got a little fired up. But I think there's going to be a lot more discipline from both teams coming into the second half.
Oh, yeah. No, definitely. And, I mean, of course, that's one of the fun parts about, just sports in general is seeing the adjustments, right? Because you never know, as we were alluding to before, these teams, you never know what's going to happen from half to half, right? I mean, you can have a half where you're on fire, and then the next half, nothing is working out for you, right? That's what these teams are doing in the locker room right now, right? They're game planning, they're making adjustments, and that's what makes this so fun. But, I mean, of course, we've seen the stars come out tonight. I mean, Justice Mangum, as we alluded to earlier, it's just been fantastic. And you got to give credit also to Wheatley. Teague Wheatley, number 4 for Century, started this game for the Diamondbacks. Been just fantastic. I mean, had never started a varsity game before today. He'd played a few garbage time minutes, is what Coach Fleshman was telling me before this game. He'd played a few garbage time minutes for varsity beforehand. His first start, though, and he's done a fantastic job.
Something that you don't see a lot, and even at the collegiate level, what you don't see a lot is a new quarterback, first start on varsity, moving up a little bit. The transition from JV to varsity is such a huge transition. The game is so much faster. Everybody's so much bigger. And a lot of times it's really hard, especially under these Friday night lights, to come out, especially, on the away side, and think, dang, okay, the offense is relying on me. But what I have seen from Wheatley is his poise and his confidence in the pocket. He is really relying heavily on his offensive line, and he's taken a few hits, but he has also slowed down, taken time to look through each of his reads, and he's been able to get the ball out or do something on the offensive end, even as the pocket is collapsing in on him. So I think a lot of credit goes to him and his poise and patience in the pocket, even though he's taken a few big hits.
No, and fantastic stuff for both sides, of course, offense and defense, and we are excited to see the second half. 5.5 minutes left here of the halftime break. We will take a quick break as well, but we will be right back as we get set for the second half here. Again, you're watching the East Idaho Game of the Week on the SVI Sports Network here on SVI Media.
At Simplot Smoky Canyon Mine, our greatest responsibility is making sure every employee gets home safely to the people who matter most. We work together, look out for one another, and put safety first, because at Simplot, we know our employees aren't just workers. They're parents, spouses, sons, daughters, and friends. Simplot Smoky Canyon Mine. See available career opportunities at simplot.com.
Afton, Wyoming boasts some of the best winter snowmobiling conditions in the United States. With terrain for both the experienced and beginner rider, the backcountry surrounding Afton has something for everyone. Stay warm and comfortable in Afton's fantastic lodging options and choose from a variety of dining establishments. Heading to Togety or Jackson? Be sure to take at least one day to experience the snow in Afton, Wyoming. Learn more at visitaftonwy.com.
Whether it's staying in touch with family, entertaining the kids, or connecting with your favorite sports team, Silver Star helps unlock the moments you live for. Connect to what matters most without lag, buffering, or dropped connections. Visit silverstar.com and discover frustration-free Wi-Fi from Silver Star today.
There's no place to enjoy the fall season like Alpine, Wyoming. Enjoy fly fishing on the Salt and Snake Rivers, camping and hunting up the Grays in the Wyoming Range, hike the trails in the Bridger-Teton National Forest, or bring your off-road vehicles and enjoy the backcountry. And with plenty of lodging and dining options at affordable prices, you just can't beat the fall season in Alpine. Experience the fall season like Mother Nature intended in scenic Alpine, Wyoming.
I just don't feel the warmth like I used to.
Things have felt so cold lately.
It's like the flame has died.
The spark is just gone.
Got it. Well, I'll go ahead and get that new tank set, and you guys are on auto delivery, so shouldn't be a problem. I'll just be right out back.
These guys are much better.
Great listeners, too.
Here's Jack Esplin, your voice of the East Idaho Game of the Week on the SVI Sports Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the start of the second half here in Blackfoot. It is Century and Blackfoot under the Friday night lights on your East Idaho Game of the Week here on the SVI Sports Network on SVI Media. I'm Jack Esplin along with Austin Pace as we get set for the second half. And as we talked about already in our halftime recap, a fantastic start by both of these sides. And it's going to be really interesting to see how these two teams adjust, right, on both sides of the ball. Because on the offense and the defense, you're going to be making adjustments to what you already saw from these teams in the first half, right? But for Blackfoot, you could have said that they could have had an advantage coming into this game at the start just because they had a game under their belt already. But also for Century, they were able to actually see film and see Blackfoot play already in technically week 0, right? So Century already had kind of a little bit of a game plan for Blackfoot, but now that the two teams have met each other in the first half, it's going to be a little bit different because, they've already shared the field for an entire half.
Yeah, and I think that's something really important to notice. I think Century, and of course, I don't know if they took advantage of that. I'm not sure. They must have watched film, and I'm sure it does come at some sort of advantage, but I also think Blackfoot is a smart team. And they made a lot of mistakes that last game against Shelley. They got the win, and a win is a win, right? You have a W in the win column. Nothing else matters after that.
Exactly.
But you had some mistakes. Head coach says we fumbled, literally and and metaphorically. They did not play their best football against Shelley. So I think they're an entirely different team coming into this game, which I think might have thrown Century's game plans off a bit. But of course, from season to season, you're going to have some continuity, and I think they're counting on some of that continuity. And I think that's why we have such great plays both offensively and defensively from both of these teams. It's because both teams have been really deep into their playbook, but they've also been, really, really surface level. They've been able to take some plays from last year, take some plays from, in Blackfoot's case, from last game, and put that on the table. So I think we've seen a lot of really great things from both ends because of that.
Mm-hmm. And it's been interesting to see also how Blackfoot has adjusted to the quarterback situation for Century because, everyone expected Justice Mangum, right, this star dual threat guy, to be out there taking all the snaps, but Wheatley has been taking the majority. Then again, Mangum does have a touchdown, right? He kept it himself for that rushing touchdown earlier. But Blackfoot has come out and done a pretty solid job. Granted, Wheatley has also done fantastic, like we said earlier, just coming out here for a varsity game. But it's just interesting to see how both sides counter each other.
But with a player and a position like quarterback, like Mangum, seeing Wheatley step onto the field, if you're Blackfoot, you're like, holy crap.
Wait a second.
What am I going to – there's going to – and seeing Mangum line up as a wide receiver.
Oh, yeah.
Right? You know what he can do, and now there's a little extra pressure to say, hey, we got to watch this guy. Not from the position we were expecting, but from somewhere completely different on the field. So that takes – and credit to Blackfoot right there, especially their defensive coordinator for adjusting to that, like you were saying. But also credit to Century for coming out with a bang. I love it.
So we are getting set for the kickoff here in the second half as Century is getting set to send it back to the Broncos here. The rain has kept up. It has not stopped.
No.
Since it started at the beginning of this game. You can see, I mean, with these bright lights, you can see the rainfall coming down. It's not too heavy, which is nice.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it has been consistent. Exactly. It's been constant here for the fans, but the fans are not letting up. They are still out here supporting. Everyone's got their umbrellas up.
Yep. Props to the cheer squads for both teams.
Oh yeah, 100%.
We're right in front of us is the Century cheer squad, and they're up there. They're bringing the hype. It's wet. It's cold. I'm from Arizona, and I'm a wuss when it comes to the cold, especially when I'm wet. So you know, props to them. What a kick!
And there it is. Mangum kicks it all the way inside the 5. Here's the return. Blackfoot. This is a big return. Oh! How far is he going to go? Makes it nearly to his own 40. What a return there for Keaton Schoaf for the Broncos to start this second half.
Was that Keaton Schoaf or was that Briggs Esplin?
I saw 7 on the jersey.
7?
I
Okay.
did, yeah.
7 and 1 they're very similar.
It is tough to tell sometimes.
But, you know, what a fantastic return, but credit to Mangum. What a kick.
Mm-hmm.
That is, you don't see that a lot in high school. It went all the way back to the end zone right there. What a boot from Mangum.
I guess that's why he's out there kicking,
yes.
even though he's the quarterback.
It makes a lot of sense
that
now.
makes sense now.
I understand.
So we'll get a quarterback keep right out of the gate. Parker Wright goes up the middle for a solid chunk there. Gain of about 5 yards on the play. So Blackfoot moving forward on their first play out of the locker room. Well, again, 22-13. Blackfoot has stayed in front this entire game. The 2-point conversion earlier put them up, and they have just continued to stay in front of Century. Right again, under center. Quick handoff. And will it be enough for the first down? It looked like it was just there. The officials will give it to him.
Good run right up the middle. This is such an interesting setup and lineup that Blackfoot has put up. Right, we've only seen them go out with a few receivers a few different times. A lot of it has really been so close and condensed together, which can do a couple different things. First, it can cause you a lot of problems. There's a lot of congestion. It could close up lanes really quick, but it also gives you plenty of blockers to do a lot of damage.
And there's a handoff. Another quick handoff. Blackfoot is a master at those just quick handoffs up the middle that you get. Sometimes you kind of get confused about where the ball is. So
well, I got confused their first drive of the game.
Oh, yeah. We had no idea what to expect. And Wool's just up the middle. He's gone. And nobody even saw him go to the end zone.
I was still looking in the backfield when Wools was at probably the 15-yard line. I was like, what the heck?
So brings up a second down, 2nd and 7 here for Blackfoot. There's another handoff. This one to Briggs Esplin. He'll come just short. Looks like just short of the first down marker. Bringing the 3rd down.
Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off. It was very well read from the defense, but the rain makes everyone so much harder to tackle. And I mean, he was right there. It's so hard for me to tell whose numbers they are because of how condensed the Broncos offense is, and of course that makes the defense condense as well. Couldn't see who it was, but a great read.
And a quarterback keep from Wright, and Wright will get past the marker for another set of downs for Blackfoot. So again, that Blackfoot rushing attack has been kind of their all reliable so far in this game. I mean, it's been,
well.
some plays it won't get a big chunk, but it gets them enough to keep these drives alive, and if Century can't find a way to stop it, they're in for a long rest of this game.
Yeah, and I mean, that's the beauty of the run game. If you do it well, it doesn't really – if you can run the ball for a 2-yard pickup, you can run the ball for a 10-yard pickup. That's the beauty of the run game. And that one's going to be pushed back for negative yards as I say that.
Yeah, another quick handoff, but Century read that one quickly. Causes a loss, and it'll bring up a 2nd and long.
Will they? It looks like they're keeping it. Keeping the ball where it's at.
Forward progress looks like we'll
Yeah.
keep Blackfoot at the line of scrimmage. But, I mean, good on Century for adjusting there, because that's been a bulk of Blackfoot's plays, has been those quick up-the-middle handoffs. And obviously, you know, it paid off on that first snap of the game.
Up the middle is key.
Up the middle, too. Let's see how these teams continue to go. There's the pitch back to Taylor. Taylor around the right side. Gets some open grass, and he'll have a first down. A little bit of a switch up there for Blackfoot, and it pays off.
Yeah, good run. And again, we have to credit that O-line. They did such a great job. They've done a fantastic job, and that's the hard part about football. You give a lot of credit to, you know, your quarterback, your receivers, your DBs, right? A lot of these guys that are fighting in the trenches on the O-line, D-line, they're not getting enough credit. And the O-line, while, you know, Taylor is a fast running back and he makes smart decisions, that O-line made that run possible.
So fresh set of downs inside the 30 for Blackfoot. Here's the pitch back again. Taylor, same way. And Taylor's going to pick up another chunk of yardage there.
And he had lead blockers. He had great lead blockers that set up a beautiful hole for him to run.
Yeah, good play there. And for Blackfoot, the head coach, Josh Stewart, I know we've talked quite a bit about Coach Fleshman, about the conversation we had with him earlier, all the stories he shared with us, which was awesome. And for Coach Josh Stewart, he's also been fantastic for his team. Right now, a 13-9 overall record as head coach here at Blackfoot. Before he got here, before he started as head coach at least, because, I mean, he spent 11 total years as a head coach at football. 3rd here with the Broncos. Before he became head coach here for Blackfoot, they were 0-9 the season before he got here. Whew. So a big turnaround for Stewart and Blackfoot. As Wright takes it, rolls out to his left, and he's going to keep it. Yes, he did. He's got the first down and more. Oh, he almost made it to the end zone. He's going to be about 3 yards short. But what a decision there for Parker Wright.
Yeah, that entire Century defense was completely lost, and that's the beauty of this of the Broncos play calling. And again, this is why I think success goes purely on, not purely, very heavily on the coaches and the play calling. That was a fantastic play call. Offensive coordinator read the defense so well and gave Parker Wright a ton of room to run.
Yeah,
and I think he could have ran. He could have made up his mind a little quicker and gotten the touchdown. But I digress. He's inside the 5.
And with all the chatter, of course, surrounding Justice Mangum, which rightfully so. I mean,
yes,
fantastic job already in this game today. Just a freak athlete here at Century. But Parker Wright has been right on par there as, a dual threat quarterback here tonight, making the throw across his body to Briggs Esplin for the touchdown earlier, running for another touchdown, nearly getting a touchdown there, as we'll get a timeout here from the Broncos. But, man, Parker Wright has he's been fantastic in his own way.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm going to take it back to that touchdown pass that he had. He connected with Briggs Esplin there in the second quarter, early second quarter. Rolling to his left, and he's a left-handed player, rolling to his left, throws across his body while getting smacked in the ribs, completes it for a touchdown. Absolutely insane, and he's had some great runs. He's made some fantastic decisions, because I mean, on a lot of these Bronco offensive plays, right under center, he has some decisions to make. He also has to read. A play is called, but with every play, especially on a run, there are a few different options, especially with that many running backs confined into one little space. There are so many options that, the offensive coordinator for Blackfoot is trusting Wright to make. And he's made some very good decisions this entire game.
Yeah, Blackfoot, they do a good job at it. I mean, they stack the backfield but they do a great job at it. Despite having all the options that they have, right? Zaid Larkin down there, Mason Taylor, and then of course Riker Wools. Even though you have all those guys, I mean, there's no shortage of sharing between them because, I mean, they've been able to figure out a great system.
Yeah.
It's led to so much success here for Blackfoot today. So 1st and goal here at the 3. Right, quarterback keeper. Oh, and the flag will fly.
It will be ruled a touchdown.
It is ruled a touchdown, but we'll see what the flag is.
And it looks like that is coming back.
Yeah, so the flag will go against the Bronco offense.
It's so hard. I can't. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, we hear the PA announcer saying.
Aiding the runner. I have never.
Interesting.
Maybe, you know what? Maybe this is bad to say on the broadcast, but I've never heard of that rule. I need to look that one up.
No,
Aiding the runner.
I haven't either. I mean, because you see, when you see like the tush push, for example, right, in the NFL, or just quarterback sneaks, whatever it may be, when you're pushing a guy forward, I guess at the high school level, maybe that's aiding the runner. You can't push the guy. I don't know.
But it also gets a little bit dicey. What is aiding the runner and what is pushing a pile?
Yeah. So interesting call there, but nonetheless, it's a penalty. Here's the pitch back. Oh, there's Esplin.
Whoa, Esplin
He'll
with some
blow by the
wheels.
defense, and he's in the end zone for the 2nd time tonight. Brings Esplin touchdown, Blackfoot.
Wow, he turned on the jets for that one. Ran that one straight into the end zone. I mean, what a beautiful turn of events there for the Broncos. And I told you, they took off some time off of that clock, right? I told you, and of course, this is me tooting my own horn. I'm going to do it. I'm tooting my own horn. For all of you guys that are listening to this broadcast, I'm tooting my own horn. I said they were going to come out a little bit slower, and I was right. I'm going to take that. I'm taking that win. That one's mine. All mine. And the Broncos get a touchdown off of it. They go
There's
for
the
2.
pass over to the left, and that pass, Mason Layton caught it, but he's not able to reach the end zone. So the 2-point conversion fails, but Blackfoot still holding a 15-point lead. The 2-point conversion from earlier, keeping Blackfoot up by 2 possessions. So now if you're Century, I mean, you're in a difficult spot, right? You're down by 15. You have to go for 2 at some point, as long as you're able to hold Blackfoot's offense. But I mean, if you're Century right now, what's the game plan? Because obviously you need a score, but you also, how are you going to get stops on this Blackfoot offense? I mean, we haven't seen really Century get that many stops with how successful the Blackfoot rush has been.
Yeah, I don't know. This is going to be a really tough hole to dig yourself out of. And I'm going to say it again. I also think it's going to be that much harder with the rain coming down, because I think the first thought is, especially with the offensive coordinators, gnashing of teeth, wanting to get out and run, I think it's going to be really hard to shoot some plays downfield because of how wet the conditions are. But we've seen the Century team throw pretty far into the rain.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm expecting some shots downfield, but I'm also expecting some conservative play, because every possession is going to matter.
So Wright not taking a snap off here as he is out to kick off for the Broncos. And kick is away from Parker Wright.
There's Mangum.
Fielded there by Mangum. Mangum reaches the
run.
30, reaches the 40. A great run back from Justice Mangum to set up the Diamondbacks at their own 40-yard line.
Yeah, and that's the guy that you want to see running the ball. I don't know. Maybe Wright didn't see that Mangum was right there, that he was kicking it right to him. But if I'm right, I'm kicking it as far away from that man as possible. But it looks like we're going to see a little bit more of Teague Wheatley. He's on the field, but it looks like Mangum's making the call right here. Yeah, so Teague Wheatley lining up.
Yeah, Mangum is in the shotgun here.
Lining up as a receiver.
Century offense back out. 3 receivers on the field. Here's the handoff to Villano. Villano over to the right side. Villano breaks 1 tackle, and then the Blackfoot defense able to reach him.
Kason Edwards, the linebacker, number 12, was right there grabbed his jersey and didn't let go, which stopped the runner in his tracks. But nonetheless, it was a fantastic pickup.
So Century 2nd and 6 here as we approach 6.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. 3 receivers to the left. Mangum still in the backfield at quarterback. Here's the handoff again.
Ooh.
Up the middle.
Collision.
Smash there. Yeah, what a collision there by 2 Blackfoot defenders. Meet Villano there for the takedown.
Kason Edwards taking the brunt of that hit, and he took it. he ate that one. The rain looking like it's coming down a little bit harder now.
Mm-hmm.
Man, it's been so consistent.
So 3rd and 3. Blackfoot trying to hype up their fans here on the sideline. Mangum in the backfield. Mangum takes it. Mangum going to roll to his left. He's going to keep it. Mangum, is he going to get there? Looks like he will be past the first down marker. We'll see what the officials say. And they will give him the first down, a fresh set of downs for Century.
Yeah, Mangum, he's so fast, but he's also just such an experienced runner, right? You can have speed for days, but if you're not experienced of how to run on the field and read your defenders, you're not going to get too far. But Mangum, he's fast, he's athletic, and he understands, and he's able to read the defense so well as he runs to give him that extra yard or two.
Mm-hmm. Speed for days. That's Mr. Mangum back there.
Speed for days.
Mangum takes the snap. Pocket collapses. Mangum gets it away. Oh, nearly picked off. Cord Williams. Another interception goes through his hands.
Yeah. I mean, I understand the throw, but it didn't have the juice on it, which was interesting. Because, I mean, with every throw that we've seen from Mangum, granted, we haven't seen too many of them, especially we haven't seen too many shots downfield. But it doesn't seem like he would throw that short.
Mm-hmm.
He threw very short on that throw.
So brings up a 2nd down and 10 after the incompletion. Mangum still in the backfield. Wheatley getting in some good reps at receiver on this series.
Anything to touch the field.
Anything, exactly. Contributing for the team. Here's Mangum. Mangum's going to keep it himself. Mangum, there he goes, wiggling his way through. He's going to be just short of the first down. But, man, obviously there's hundreds, right, thousands of high schools across the nation. But if I've seen any guy, like the closest comparison that I can draw to Lamar Jackson at the high school level is Justice Mangum. I mean, what a fun player to watch. Can pass it down the field. Electric runner. He is a fun guy to watch.
And he's just electric as well. Lost his helmet there on that last carry, so he'll have to come out for this possession or this down, which is kind of tough for the Century offense.
Mm-hmm.
But I also think having Wheatley play so many reps this game makes this 3rd and short without your quarterback not too bad of a spot to be in.
Mm-hmm. So 3rd and 3 here for the Diamondbacks. On the 42-yard line in enemy territory. Wheatley, play action, rolled to his right, gets it away. Oh, and it's off the hands of Tyden Lynn. Looked like he was going to have a first down there.
He was going to have a first down and more.
Bounces off his hands, unable to haul it in, and we'll get a decision. It looks like Mangum coming back on the field. It looks like the Diamondbacks are going for it.
I mean, that was in his hand, and he had lost his receiver first off. Receiver wasn't even close. The defender wasn't even close. Defender also slipped and fell. So if he catches that ball, he's got an extra probably 8 to 10 yards.
So here we go. Mangum now out to the right with KD. And it's Wheatley. Here he goes, looking for Villano. Looks like he's going to scramble for it. Is he going to get enough for the first down?
I don't think he's got it.
Of course, both sides pointing for themselves. What's the ruling? And there it is. It is a turnover on down. Yeesh. So Blackfoot Wheatley, he was so close over on that sideline, but Blackfoot just able to force him out in time. So it'll be Bronco football.
And that's some fantastic defense there. That's some clutch defense there by the Broncos, right? You can teach these kids as much as you want, but in those situations, you just have to want it more than the offense, right? As a defender, you have to want it more. 3 yards is nothing, right? You just have to want it more than the offense, and they did. And the Broncos are going to have another chance to score.
Blackfoot's offense back out. There was Esplin in motion, but the handoff up the middle. So a solid gain here for the Broncos to start this drive.
So you got 5 or 6 yards there. And again, the Century defense having a hard time stopping this Blackfoot offense. And I think I'm trying to put my mind in the defensive line in this Century defense. And this offensive lineup for the Broncos, it looks the exact same for almost every play, right? So it's got to be really hard anticipating each play call.
Oh, and there is Wools up the middle. Fantastic run. He's got the first down and more in the Century territory.
Stuff like that happens. You never know where it's going to go. And that's just the beauty of this Blackfoot offense, and they've mastered it. Even throughout this game, they've mastered it. They've done such a great job at perfecting their offense. So they're getting, two plays in, and they've already got a fresh set of downs.
Yeah, this Blackfoot rush has been a well-oiled machine. And as we were talking with head coach Josh Stewart before this game, again, the strength of this team is in the trenches on the offensive and defensive line. And this offensive line has been a big key in this rush, of course. Now here's Wright. Wright gives it to Wools up the middle. Wools going to drag a defender with him for maybe an extra yard. That was Mason Erickson trying to make the tackle there.
And it looks like we got a Century player on the ground. And it looks like he's popping up. We're good.
And that is Jaden Spence on the D-line for the Diamondbacks. He is up. That is a good thing to see. He will come off the field here, though.
But it looks like he's holding that right hip. Looks like he's all right, able to get off the field on his own power.
So a 2nd and 8 here as we approach 2 minutes left in this third quarter. Right, the pitch back to Taylor. Taylor around the right side. Taylor, first down and more. How far can he go? Taylor is going to get down inside the 20. So here's a red zone trip for the Broncos, and it looks like, I can't tell if the officials threw a flag over there.
It looks like there is a flag on the ground.
It's kind of hard to see from the opposite side of the field.
Yeah. Deliberating.
Yeah, flag is on the ground. We will see what the call is here.
There's been lots of deliberation, and I have a love-hate relationship with officials deliberating. So I'm like, if you know the call, call the call. Just call it. But also, I don't mind officials being checked every once in a while. Like, I don't mind that at all.
So we'll see what the flag is here as they make the call.
They're bringing it back, so it looks like it'll be on Blackfoot. And
yeah, it will be against Blackfoot.
Wow, they're bringing that ball all the way back.
Offensive face mask. Okay, there it is.
Jinx.
Yeah, so Blackfoot, that hurts for sure. I mean, inside the red zone, and now you're back. Where are they going to spot this ball? It looks like they'll spot it. It's still in Century territory, so good for Blackfoot. But I mean, man, losing a game like that's a killer to a drive.
That is a huge break for Century, though. Now, what are you going to do? You got 2nd and long. If you're Century, you were just given a playback, right? You have to do something. You have to capitalize on this next play right here, honestly. Very important play.
Right, play action here. Right, looking to his right. And Esplin is targeted.
Oh my!
He got it! What a grab brings Esplin along the right side. I mean, talk about getting the yards back. I guess ball don't lie for Blackfoot right there.
Ball don't lie.
Incredible grab.
Briggs Esplin with the really tough grab. Wow, what a ball. What a ball from Parker Wright. Beautifully thrown. I love the aggressive play call there from the Broncos. They said, you're not going to give it to us this time. We'll get it another way.
So right after that pass, he's going to give it to Taylor. Taylor swallowed quickly. by the Century defense. What a tackle there in the backfield for a loss.
I thought I saw the number. Is that 45? Braxton Jablonski, linebacker, senior, all reliable. What a fantastic play on the defensive end. You need that if you're Century, because this game is slowly getting away from you.
I'm going back to that. I mean, first of all, Wright, of course, an incredible dime,
Yes.
right to his receiver. And
Beautiful.
You could see as Briggs Esplin is looking up to locate that ball, I mean, he kept his eyes on the ball, right? I mean, the concentration from him, even with a defender right in front of his face, able to come down and hold it, especially after making contact with the ground. Incredible play from Briggs Esplin as we get a 2nd and long here for Blackfoot. But the Broncos will call a timeout before the ball is snapped. 22 seconds left in this third quarter. And, man, this Bronco offense, I mean, from the pass to Briggs Esplin to, of course, the run game that we've seen, the Broncos have kind of flipped a switch, and they are not letting up at all.
No, not at all. And they've slowed down. They've trusted their offense. They've trusted their quarterback. They've trusted that unit out there on the field. In this third quarter, we've only seen 3 drives. 3 drives in 12 minutes, and we're almost at the end of the third quarter. Right? This game is really coming down to who can keep their poise, who can keep it really calm and collected and cool, and just slowly make your way up the field, right? And, I mean, slowly is a relative term because you just saw 2 fantastic plays by the Broncos back-to-back that have taken huge chunks of yardage. But they've really slowed down their offense. They've really slowed down their play call. We've seen a lot of runs. The only pass, I believe, if my memory is not failing me, that we saw was that one to Briggs. So I guess we'll see what happens.
Speaking of Briggs, he's been incredible. 2 touchdowns by himself on this game already. 8 touchdowns all of last year. Still incredible numbers, but putting up 2 touchdowns in your first game, I mean, the senior has come out here and really put on a show for Blackfoot. Here's Wright. Wright's going to look to his left.
And there
it is! Briggs Esplin in the end zone. His 3rd touchdown on the night, given the trifecta.
Wow. Briggs Esplin, how do you do? Little Josh Collins action up in here. Wow, what a catch, but what a throw by Parker Wright. He's been throwing dimes all night. Tons of credit there to Parker Wright, but Briggs Esplin, have yourself a game.
That is Briggs Esplin's 2nd receiving touchdown on the night. Had an 8-yard rush touchdown earlier. Incredible game for the senior. He's representing the Esplin name well tonight. And the PAT is up, and it is good. It was a bit of a low kick, but goes through the uprights, and that is a 35-13 lead here for Blackfoot. They have blown this game open, up 22-13 at the half.
Yeah.
And now you score already 13 points, 2 touchdowns in this third quarter to Century nothing. Blackfoot, they're looking good right now.
Yeah, I mean, Century really hasn't had much of a response after that huge rushing touchdown from Mangum, but I also think Mangum, he's a veteran quarterback, right? He's calm, he's collected. I know he's fired up, and I know that he wants this game. He wants this bad, right? He wants this. So I think this will be a really interesting fourth quarter for Century, and specifically for Justice Mangum.
So a 35-13 lead in favor of the Broncos, who are looking to start their season off 2-0. And it's only week 1. As we said earlier, a week 0 win against Shelley. Getting off to a good start here on their season, and now up 35-13 over the Diamondbacks. The Diamondbacks, though, finally able to see their team out on the field. They've had a fantastic outing. I mean, of course,
yes,
you've had some mistakes, right? And that's going to happen in every single game, no matter who you are. But so far, Century, great first half for them. They still have time. I mean, granted, you are down 22 points. You still have a full quarter left. Never say never.
Never say never.
Right? Especially the way that this game has gone and the way that Century has just shown great flashes on the offensive side of the ball in the first half.
Absolutely. And, I mean, regardless of where this game goes, Century takes the L on the column. there's still a lot of great stuff to look at when you're watching film.
All right, kicks this one over to the 30, recovered by KD here. And he will gain a few yards. He'll go out of bounds at about the 37-yard line, which is where the Century offense will begin. Well, 13 seconds left here in this third quarter. See what Century has up their sleeves here. Of course, the clock will stop. Well, clock will run out, I guess, on the third quarter. But for Century right now, maybe you think about taking a shot here, especially, because at this point, you might want to think a little bit about conserving time, right? So
yeah,
we'll see what Century has in store. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right here for Justice Mangum. Mangum fakes the handoff. He's going to roll to his left. Mangum scanning. Mangum launches a deep ball. Fleshman tried to get back, and that will be, in all likelihood, pass interference. That is if that is the call, that is huge for Century. Fleshman trying to come back, but the defenders just wouldn't let him.
Yeah. Let's see what happens here.
And it is a defensive pass interference. So Century going to move the ball up quite a bit. I believe high school rules is the same as college, where you move it up 15 yards. So,
but
but
the
still,
foul would be crazy.
Yeah, but still a fantastic game for Century.
15 yards is 15 yards.
Oh, yeah.
That's a huge pickup. 4 seconds left, and you're in Bronco territory. This is going to be a fun. I'm excited to see what the Century offense has in store.
So 4 seconds left. One more play here before the end of the third quarter. Mangum, again, 4 receivers in the formation. Mangum gives it to Villano. Villano is going to pick up a nice chunk of yards here for Century. Won't be enough for the first down, but it'll set the Diamondbacks up in good position to begin the fourth quarter, and that will take us to a short break here between quarters. 35-13, Blackfoot in front here on the East Idaho Game of the Week. Again, you're watching the SVI Sports Network here on SVI Media. We'll be right back.
I just don't feel the warmth like I used to.
Things have felt so cold lately.
It's like the flame has died.
The spark is just gone.
Got it. Well, I'll go ahead and get that new tank set, and you guys are on auto delivery, so shouldn't be a problem. I'll just be right out back.
These guys are much better.
Great listeners, too.
The remodel of the hot tub at Kodiak Mountain Resort in Afton has been completed and is open for guests. Kodiak has also begun construction for a swimming pool and additional hot tub, which will open for guests only soon. Book your stay at KodiakMountainResort.com.
I'm Bill Riley, voice of the Utah.
And welcome back to the start of the fourth quarter here on your East Idaho Game of the Week on the SBI Sports Network. Jack Esplin and Austin Pace on the call as Mangum fakes the pitch back to his running back, keeping it himself to start the fourth quarter. The final frame here breaks through the defense. Can he go all the way? He does! Oh! He loses the ball out of the end zone. Did he cross the plane?
It short.
What's the call here? Mangum, of course, signaling touchdown. The officials discussing with each other. What an electric play. We'll see what the result is. It looks like they might be calling it a fumble at the 1 yard line, but it went out of the end zone.
Yes. This will be interesting.
Now the officials will get together here to decide what the call is.
I'm not exactly sure who hit that ball out. But such great awareness right there. Not to go for the tackle, but to hit the ball out.
Wow. And because the ball was fumbled out of the end zone, they call it a safety for the Broncos. What a swing.
No way.
Wow. So because the ball went out of the end zone. It's 2 points to Blackfoot, and now they will get the ball back. That is a crusher for this Century team. I mean, Mangum just inches away from scoring, loses it before he breaks the plane.
That's insane. They haven't put the points up on the board, though.
Wow, what a turn of events, though. Now, because Century will be kicking it back to the Broncos. I mean, that's got to just crush, just the soul of the team right now.
I don't think they gave them the points. And they're lining up at the 20. Because the score still reads 35-13, and there's no kickoff.
Oh, yeah, so Blackfoot will just get the ball back. They did announce on the PA here at the stadium, they announced the safety. They haven't put it on the scoreboard yet, but the score will be 35-17, and there's the handoff.
Or 37-13.
There you go. Yes, thank you.
If they ever do that.
Wow, just
what a turnaround.
Wild.
That's a heartbreaker for Century.
You can see Mangum and the rest of the offense over there on the sideline just kind of gathering together. You can tell, I mean, the vibes are definitely down over there after that turn of events here. As Wright going to get this pass over to his right side. There goes Mason Layton for a short gain. It'll bring up a third down.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they're going to change the score or not. That's so interesting. I wonder if there are different rules for that.
Mm-hmm. I believe the score, it should be 37. I mean, the PA announcer here at the stadium announced that 2 points would be added to Blackfoot's score, although obviously the scoreboard doesn't show that yet.
Huh. Well, I guess we'll see.
Shotgun formation here for Blackfoot. 3rd and 4. Right. Jet sweep here to Esplin. And Esplin isn't going to make the line to gain. So Century, following just a disappointing turn of events if you're a Diamondbacks fan, forces a stop, and it'll bring up a 4th down here for Blackfoot.
Yeah, that's hard. That's hard. You think you got it. You think that, the game might be going your way. Something good might be happening for you after an 18-point swing. But, man, what a heartbreaker for Century, but what fantastic defense by the Broncos. That can't go unnoticed.
So 4th and 3, Century, 2 guys back to receive a potential punt in Mangum and Mason Erickson. And Esplin in the backfield awaiting the snap here. Flag flies. And it is a delay of game going against the Broncos. So that'll back them up even further. 4th and 8. Maybe, I mean, if you're Century, maybe a sigh of relief because you don't have to. Maybe there's not as much of a chance of Briggs Esplin keeping the ball for a fake punt.
Yeah, and I mean, you take a breath of relief because, I mean, any and all yardage you can get, you're going to take and you want. So, I mean, 5 yards is 5 yards. That can mean a lot for the Century team.
So snap is high. Esplin keeps it. And a nice punt past the 40-yard line.
It's going to roll.
Yeah. Mangum was thinking about fielding it. But he slipped, and the ball will be down at the 20-yard line. So the Century offense will make their way back onto the field.
Yeah, what a kick there. Beautiful kick. We got the cheerleaders for Century trying to hype up what seems to be a student section.
Hey, there you go.
I love it.
Dude, those are the good old days, man. Cheering in the student section.
Yeah.
With all your homies,
Those were fun days.
It's a good time, man. It's a good time.
Everybody said they hated high school or has horrible memories of high school. I loved high school. I had such a great time. Maybe that's just me. I don't know.
Yeah. It just depends on the person, I guess.
Just depends. I had a great time.
So Mangum is at quarterback. We've seen a lot more of Mangum at the quarterback position here in the second half for Century. Scans, looks, gets that pass away to KD, and yes, it will be a flag as that was KD or Kendrell Hillary, who was the intended receiver, but the defensive back all over him, and in all likelihood, it'll give Century some bonus yards here.
You know, my prescription may be bad, but I don't need new glasses to see that was pass interference.
Yeah, so I guess maybe a safety after all in high school doesn't count as 2 points. Maybe it's just a turnover because it's been quite a while and they haven't added anything.
I kind of want to talk to the PA guy and be like, "Yo, what's
going
on?"
If it's a safety, it should be 2 points, right?
Oh, there's 2 penalties.
So offsetting penalties, meaning we'll just replay the down.
There we go.
So fresh set of down still here for Century. And now Teague Wheatley is back at quarterback for the Diamondbacks with Mangum out wide left at receiver. So Wheatley going to take it. Wheatley, jump pass over the defensive line. A good gain there from Century.
It looks like the ball might have come out from what I saw on the sideline.
The Blackfoot sideline not reacting too much to it, so
it must have been recovered.
Yeah, Century
quickly.
Able to hold on to that one. It'll bring up a second down. It should be just a few yards here.
Ball did come loose.
Villano able to recover the fumble there.
Here goes Wheatley commanding the offense now. That's such a I really like this from Century, being able to switch from quarterback to quarterback and still run an efficient offense. That is so crucial to your offense, and that'll only prove, well for the Diamondbacks.
And off to
in the future.
Villano. Villano is going to get the first down and more here. Good to see from him. I mean, we've seen the running backs on both sides do just absolutely fantastic work in this game, and Tito Villano hasn't lost a step. As we said earlier, 18 touchdowns last year. 1,219 yards on the season. Led the team with 122 rushing yards a game. Continued to show his star power in this one tonight. Wheatley is going to give it again to the man of the hour, Villano. He's going to be tackled quickly, though, for a short gain.
Kason Edwards, he's been an absolute wall at the linebacker position. I don't know how many times I've seen him at the front of such a huge hit or at the front of a big tackle. He's been everywhere tonight for this Broncos defense. He's done a great job on the defensive end, commanding this defense.
Brings up second down and 8. Clock continuing to wind as Century's hopes of getting a win tonight continue to shrink just little by little. 7.5 minutes left in the ball game. 35-13 Blackfoot on top by 3 possessions. Wheatley play action. Wheatley going to roll to his right, and he'll throw that one away, so it'll bring up a 3rd down and 8.
Yeah, and that's not what you want to do right there. And I like having Wheatley at that position. You know, some people might be thinking, oh, let's put Mangum behind center for that play. But I like Wheatley taking these reps because, I mean, of course, anything can happen. But it is really looking like Blackfoot is going to run away with this game. So getting meaningful reps for Wheatley is going to be super promising for Century in the future.
Yeah. Hey, Austin, way to look on the bright side, man.
Thank you.
You know?
Thank you.
Especially, I mean, because you're right. You're completely right, though. You know, if you're Century, obviously you never want to give up. But if anything, you want your guys to continue to get meaningful reps because it's only going to help you further down the road in the season. I mean, this is game 1.
Yeah.
Mangum empty set here. Mangum
Lots
all day.
of
Launches it downfield. And it's overthrown and it's picked off. And this one is pulled in by Cord Williams. Had 2 balls go through his hands earlier in this game and comes up with that one. There's an interception for the Bronco defense.
And that was one of those last-ditch efforts for Century right there, and I like the play call. I really do. And I think that's a good throw, just a little bit too strong, but the play call was right. The play call was correct. Century needed something big if they wanted to turn this game around right now. And I think that was it, just a little overthrown. So I'm excited to see what the Century defense will do because, of course, you want to play meaningful snaps. It's only the first game. This is not the time to just call it quits.
So here's Wright going to take the snap. He's going to roll to his left. He's going to keep it himself. Wow, he is slicing through the Century defense. What a run there from Parker Wright. He'll be just short of the first down marker.
Yeah, what a great game for Wright. Looking like he's walking something off real quick. Seemed like it was a bit of a hip drop tackle. Those hurt. Not fun. I don't like them. But, man, he's a machine. Everywhere on the field. He's had some fantastic rushes. He's been able to read the defense so well. He's passed and completed the ball at such a high clip. Just a great overall game for him.
And Wright's going to keep it himself again here, not letting whatever discomfort it might be affect him. But he'll be taken down quickly there by the Century defense. Brings up a third down and short. So Blackfoot, of course, content to let the clock wind down, but Century, they have other plans. They want to score again. They want to get in the end zone.
I mean, you might not be thinking, I want to win this game, but you do want to be thinking, we're going to go out on a positive note. At least that's what I would be thinking, of course. Because, I mean, these boys, they fought hard all game. That first half was definitely something to be proud of if you're Century.
So 3rd and 1. Wright's going to take it. It'll be a quarterback sneak here. And judging by that pile there, it looks like Wright will have more than enough for the first down.
Took it 6 yards, 6 or 7 yards for the first down.
And good keeper there for Wright. And if you're a Blackfoot fan as well, I mean, it has to be just a breath of fresh air to see how well Parker Wright is playing out here today. Especially, I mean, you see their starting quarterback from last season, right? Austin Arave. 2,038 total yards, 22 touchdowns last year. They lose him because he graduates as a senior last year. Yeah. Now you come in, maybe a little bit of uncertainty, but Parker Wright has stepped in and completely filled those shoes, at least here tonight.
And they've played so well.
Oh, and there's the handoff. Lots of green grass. There he goes. Mason Taylor. Goodbye. Touchdown, Blackfoot. What a run there for Mason Taylor as the cannon officially goes off, and another massive play there. We saw Riker Wools get in the end zone. We've seen Wright and Esplin. Mason Taylor joins the touchdown party and makes it a 41-13 Blackfoot lead.
And what a game Mason Taylor has had as well. Man, if you are a Bronco fan, you're watching this game and you're thinking, wow, this is incredible. We have such a good team. And I mean, we were talking to Coach Stewart, right? He wants to be competitive every year, but he wants to build on that winning culture, that mindset each season, and he wants to compete in the playoffs. And this team right here, first off, is completely different from last week's team. And this is a team that can compete in the playoffs.
Wright's going to keep it himself here. Flags immediately come out here.
False start.
And we'll get it going against the Bronco offense. So that might change the play call here. Still going for 2 despite being up 28. I mean, I guess, you know, you never want to take your foot off the gas, right?
No.
You never know what could happen. But then again, it's also nice, as we're saying, to get meaningful reps in, right? If you're Blackfoot, practicing that 2-point conversion, kind of perfecting it for later down the road. Because, I mean, if you're off, if this score holds, right, and you get off to a 2-0 start today, you want to be ready for those big games that come later down the road.
Yeah. And, I mean, it maybe call me heartless, but I hate the mercy rule. I think you play until the horn blows.
Yeah, I agree.
Right? Especially this early in the season. We've said it 3 times. Meaningful reps.
All right. Lobs it to the end zone. And there is an interception from the Century defense. That's Mason Erickson, who picks off Wright, preventing the 2-point conversion. So, hey, there you go. Century going, hey, if you're going to play that game, then we're going to take it right back away from you.
We'll play it too. And, I mean, going back to the mercy rule, I understand. I understand it. And I understand why so many people do it. I love it. But sometimes, especially this early in the season, I'm thinking, I want to see what my team can do. Can we dominate? Can we win? by nearly 30 points every game.
Yeah.
Right? Can we do that? Can we sustain that? And it's hard because, I mean, you want to be sportsmanlike, but you also want to see what your team can do and what their, I guess, capacity is.
Yeah. I think, like you're saying, I think I can understand it by situation.
Yeah.
But most of the time, I mean, I'm saying, yeah, like, if you're just going to stand around and let the clock wind down, like, for example, if you're in basketball, right? If you're just going to stand there and let the clock wind down, I mean, I think it's kind of fun sometimes. Yeah, it can be viewed as unsportsmanlike, but sometimes it's a little fun to just see, you know, a little between the legs dunk or a 360, you know, whatever it may be.
I like it.
Those kind of end of game dunks, but, you know, just depends on who you're talking to. It can depend on the situation.
Absolutely.
So Blackfoot will send the ball back Century's way. This one fielded inside the 30. KD switching field. How far is he going to get back, though? The Blackfoot finally brings him down. Hillary on the return makes that out to about the 32-yard line.
The Blackfoot kickoff unit has been so consistent. They've done so well at making sure that they're covering every single inch of that field. They did a very great job there, and just all game they've done super well, super good, they've done really well, really good, really well. I don't know.
Either way.
They've done a great job.
So Century's offense back out on the field. Teague, Wheatley, empty set. But Century calls a timeout. They must not have liked what they saw from Blackfoot's defense. They'll call timeout. 4 minutes and 46 seconds left to go. And, man, Austin, can I just say, I mean, to you, to all the viewers out here, thank you guys for joining us tonight. I mean, what a way to kick off with our East Idaho Game of the Week here on the SVI Sports Network. Just an incredible pick. I'm so grateful that we picked this game of all games because, I mean, Blackfoot has blown the game open in this last quarter, but despite that, highlight reel plays, just a fantastic, entertaining game.
Yeah.
All you have to be is a sports fan, right? Like, even if you're not a sports fan, you got to be able to admit that this has been an entertaining matchup.
Yeah. Jack and I have been on the call for basketball, for football, for several games. And one thing that we see is box score watchers, you don't see everything, right? Like you said, Jack, this is a game 41-13. Seems like anybody that's watching the box score, Blackfoot just blew them out. No, This has been such a good game. Game of the week for sure. And, I mean, it was game of the week before, and it's still game of the week now.
Facts. Stood up to the claim, and now three receivers out to the right. Wheatley going to get it over to Hillary here, and he is met quickly by the Blackfoot defense as a flag is thrown on the play. And it'll be a face mask going against Blackfoot. So if you're Century, this just helps you get even closer to hopefully another score. And credit to the Blackfoot defense as well. I mean, obviously the Blackfoot offense has been incredible this second half, scoring 19 points, but also blanking Century up to this point at least, right? We still have 4.5 minutes left, but Century failed to score in this second half and trying to do that right now.
Yeah. Something that I think Blackfoot is going to be looking at when they watch film on this game, there's a lot of really good, but the penalties. There have been some pretty chunky yardage penalties that have gone against Blackfoot, and that's something that you kind of have to clean up. But it's early on in the season. Right now is the time to get those jitters out.
Here's Wheatley going to get it to Villano out of the backfield. Villano trying to he'll get right to midfield. The Blackfoot defense able to make a good recovery there as we approach 4 minutes remaining in the ball game.
This is a good Blackfoot team, all around good team. They've done such a great job, and you really do have to credit the coaching. I don't know what they told these guys in the locker room at halftime, but they came out looking so mature and ready to just fight for every single possession.
So three receivers again out to the right side for Wheatley. Villano, the option out of the backfield. Oh, fits it in a good window there. Wheatley right on the money to his man. What a game there, and that is Jack Webb from Jack to Jack. That was a great catch, my friend.
That was a great catch, but a beautiful throw.
Oh, yeah.
That is so promising for Teague Wheatley. If you can have a quarterback like Teague Wheatley who can just throw the ball with that much precision, and then you throw in Justice Mangum to kind of do his thing on the ground, man, you're going to have so much success in the future if you're Century. There is a lot of good stuff to take out of this game.
So Wheatley going to give this handoff to Villano. Villano spun down there. Way to hold on there for the Blackfoot defense. That is Kaysen Edwards making the stop.
Let's see what Century can do in these last couple of minutes. Because there's still a lot that you can learn about your team right now. This is game one.
Oh, yeah.
You're learning so much about your team and what these guys can do. So now is not the time to just say, we're going to drop. We're going to throw in the towel. You have to keep competing at a high level right now.
Wheatley play action. Rolls to the right. There he is. Jack again on the reception. Another good play there from Wheatley to Webb.
Yeah, these are really good reps for Wheatley. He's looking really calm and collected in the pocket. He's doing such a great job at this quarterback position.
Yeah, and especially considering, the Blackfoot defense last week against Shelley, right?
Yeah.
This team held Shelley to just 17 yards passing. Granted, they did allow over 200 rushing yards, but only 17 passing yards from Shelley's quarterback. Just incredible defense. And, credit to Century right now for Mangum and Wheatley. They've done a great job.
Yeah.
Wheatley takes the handoff, gives it to Villano. Villano up the middle. Villano, a great gain there on the first down carry.
He was so patient. I think, I don't know how familiar people are with, the different gaps when you're a running back. I believe he was supposed to shoot the B gap, but I think he saw an opening in that A gap and took it. He was so patient, trying to find an opening, looking for his blockers. That's another. These are really great plays, and this is a good drive for Century right here. They're slow, but they're getting up the field, and that is exactly what you need in your offense. You need an offense that can just take chunks out of a drive.
And up to Villano. Villano is going to be taken down close to the marker. We'll see where they spot him.
I think they'll give it to him. And they do.
Yeah, they do. So a fresh set of downs here as we go under a minute left in the game. 54 seconds shown here on the scoreboard as Century looks to put in another score before the end of this one.
And I really hope they do. I think it would do a lot of really good things for their confidence. And, in film, they're going to be looking. We ended on a really good note. We played a good game, ended on a good note. There are some things to work on, but we are a good team.
Wheatley takes it. Wheatley flush to his left. Wheatley's going to run with it. Extends the arm for maybe an additional yard. It'll bring up a second down here. 28 seconds left. Clock is stopped.
Wheatley getting to the sideline, understanding that he wants to get more reps in, understanding that this is crunch time right here. Doesn't want to run the clock out. I love it. I love the intensity.
Yeah, good stuff from both sides here today. And, of course, big shout-out to the offensive coordinator here for the Diamondbacks coming out of retirement. Good for showing here for the Century Diamondbacks as they look to put in another score. Wheatley bobbles the snap, recovers it, gets it over, and throws it out of bounds. He was targeting Villano there in the end zone. Sails out, and it'll bring up a third down.
That's a hard throw to make. And, you can't really blame Wheatley there. Tough snap. Fumbled it a little bit. He did the best that he could with what he had. And, I'm really trying to look on the bright side of things because, as a Century fan, if you're watching this, it could be really hard to see that you're down 41-13. But there are so many good things, right? That is, it was incomplete, but that is a good read by Wheatley to get it out of bounds to stop the clock.
Here's Wheatley, 3rd and 7, 23 seconds left. 3 receivers to his left. Fakes the handoff. Wheatley gets it away in time. Oh, it's nearly picked off by the Blackfoot defense. I believe that was Briggs Esplin who was going for the interception there. Doesn't get it, and now brings up one last play for the Century offense.
Yeah. He was confident. He was calm in the pocket. Wheatley, great job throwing as he gets hit. But, man, if Briggs Esplin got that, that would have just been the icing on the cake for him in this game.
Incredible game. Takes it to the house. Back for a pick six. He's got everything in this one. So we'll see what Century has. One last gasp.
Here's
18
Mangum.
seconds. 4th down, and it is Mangum at the quarterback. Mangum scans. Mangum is going to run. He's rolling to his right. Back to the 30-yard line. Mangum dodges tackles. Mangum coming up. Mangum's going to take it himself. Where's he going to get to? And he'll be dragged down short. And what a way to end this game. The electricity of Justice Mangum, but the defense of the Blackfoot Broncos, and that will do it. Your first ever SVI Media East Idaho Game of the Week has the Blackfoot Broncos emerging victorious 41-13 over the Century Diamondbacks to go to 2-0 on this season. What a game we had today, Austin.
And what a privilege to call it. First ever Game of the Week. I'm so grateful to have called this game. Not just because it's the first ever Game of the Week, but it was such an incredible game. And I think before we end this broadcast, we really need to highlight Briggs Esplin. What a fantastic performance there by Briggs, playing on both sides of the ball. Just fantastic work from Briggs Esplin. And, of course, he couldn't have done it without quarterback Parker Wright. Again, he did such a great job. He's shown that he can be a great quarterback for this Blackfoot team. Starting the season 2-0, what a fantastic game for both of them, and what a fantastic game for Blackfoot.
Yeah, and so we'll do a quick post-game recap here for your East Idaho Game of the Week. Just an incredible game all around. Let's highlight our star players today. I mean, if you talk about just the scoring end, there's a lot of guys, right? There's a lot of guys that didn't score too that played really well out here today. I mean, talk about at least for you, Austin, talk about some of your stars of the game on both sides.
I'm gonna first start with a guy that we talked about on the defensive end for the Broncos. I really liked what I saw from linebacker Kason Edwards, number 12 out there for the Broncos. He played such a fantastic game. He was at every single tackle. He was getting hit. He was so physical during the game. And of course, I just talked about Briggs Esplin and Parker Wright. But man, I loved what I saw from Kason Edwards. On the Century side, I think we had a lot of really great players show out. I really liked what I saw from Teague Wheatley. He did fantastic. Tito Villano, fantastic. He's going to have another great year for the Diamondbacks. And, of course, Justin Mangum, just such an electric guy. Just beautiful play from that Century offense. Unfortunately, the defense couldn't really hang on, let that game get away from them. But I really do think it comes down to coaching. So I think I really want to highlight Blackfoot's coaches, their coaching staff. They did a great job calling this game. Started out quick, understood they had some momentum, and slowed it down a little bit to really push the momentum in their direction.
Yeah, no, just fantastic stuff from both sides, right? I mean, we saw Villano get his touchdown. Mangum, also electric player, gets a touchdown. As far as Blackfoot side goes, the running backs just had a day today. Of course, Parker Wright as well, doing it himself, throwing a touchdown to Briggs Esplin, who, I mean, if we have an East Idaho Game of the Week, Player of the Week, it's got to go to Briggs Esplin. 3 touchdowns on the night, a reception touchdown, a rushing touchdown. I mean, just a fantastic day for Briggs Esplin. Mason Taylor finding the end zone as well. And just a great time out here. Again, like you said, Austin, so grateful that we get to call these games out here. Huge shout out to our producer, Connor, here. Everyone that's a part of this crew for us, of course. McKenna and Taryn helping with the camera operations, and huge shout out to Duke Dance for putting this whole production together. Thank you again for watching this East Idaho Game of the Week with me, Jack Esplin, and Austin Pace here on the call. And again, don't forget about next week. Join the SVI Sports Network next week as we go to Shelley High School on Friday night again. Friday night, 7 p.m., same time. The Russets are scheduled to host one of the top programs in Idaho, the Sugar Salem Diggers. Don't miss the game next Friday night at 7 p.m. as Shelley hosts Sugar Salem for your second ever East Idaho Game of the Week on the SVI Sports Network. We'll see you then. Thanks for watching.